Bapak Ibu yang masih di belakang atau di luar ruangan bisa segera menempati kursi dan meja yang masih kosong di depan. Terima kasih.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cordially invite you to be seated since the agenda of the second day of ICIS 2023 is about to begin.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad la haula wala quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Amma ba'd.
Recording stopped.
Hadratul kiram, sahibul fadilah Profesor Dr. Zainal Mustaqim Al-Hajj Al-Majistir, Raisil Jami'ah Al-Islamiyah Al-Hukumiyah Kiai Abdurrahman Wahid Al-Hajj Pekalongan, Al-Mukarram sahibul fadilah Naibul Awal wa Athani
Recording in progress.
Raisil Jami'ah Al-Islamiyah Al-Hukumiyah Kiai Abdurrahman Wahid Al-Hajj Pekalongan, Al-Mukarram Sa'adatul Ustadz Profesor Dr. Ade Dedi Rohayana Al-Hajj Al-Majistir, Kalmudir Lidirasatil Ulia Bil Jami'ah Al-Islamiyah Al-Hukumiyah Pekalongan, Sa'adatul Dukturah Susminingsih Al-Hajj Al-Majistir, Naibah Likismit Dirasatil Ulia Bil Jami'ah Al-Islamiyah Al-Hukumiyah Kiai Abdurrahman Wahid Al-Hajj Pekalongan.
And keynote speakers for today's conference, Honorable Dr. Kodar Bahas Baloh PhD from Mir Chakarkan, Rin University CP Pakistan, Honorable Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya from Telkom University Bandung, Indonesia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are very delighted to meet all of you on the second day of International Conference on Islamic Studies, ICIS 2023. Organized by the Postgraduate Program, Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Abdurrahman Wahid Pekalongan, Indonesia. This conference highlights a theme,
Islamic Thought and the Digital Challenge, exploring the future of education, business, law, and society.
Ladies and gentlemen, before going to the keynote speaker session, we have a memorandum of understanding signing between Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Abdurrahman Wahid Pekalongan, Indonesia and Mir Chakarkan Rin University CP Pakistan. We would like to invite Profesor Dr. Susminingsih, Dr. Selamat Untung, and Dr. Ali Muhtarom to come on the stage, and Dr. Kodar Bahas Baloh PhD on the virtual screen to sign the MOU. Professor Susminingsih and Dr. Baloh, you may please show the MOU documents to the camera. Okay. Let's give a big applause for the MOU signing. Thank you, Prof. Susmeningsi, Dr. Balon, Dr. Untung, and Dr. Ali. You may please back to your seat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the second day of ICIS 2023, two invited speakers have been with us to deliver their presentation online. We have Dr. Kodar Bahas Baloh PhD from Mir Chakarkan Rin University CP Pakistan and Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya from Telkom University Bandung, Indonesia. Without further ado, now we would like to invite the moderator, Mrs. Titin Swastiningsi PhD, to lead today's conference session. Mrs. Titin, we give the stage to you. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen and honorable participants. Welcome to the 6th International Conference on Islamic Studies, ICIS 2023. And this conference is organized by the postgraduate program of Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid, Pekalongan, Indonesia. Today is Sunday, the 30th of July, 2023, is the second day session, and I'm Titin Swastiningsi Subari, responsible for moderating the session from 8:15 to 12 a.m. Dear ladies and gentlemen, today Alhamdulillah we have very important persons from Pakistan. He is our keynote speaker today. And hello, Professor Balu, are you there with us?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Madam, how are you?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What time is it now in Pakistan?
It is 6:32.
6:32, so we are 2 hours advance. Is that right? Hello? Yeah, we are 2 hours advance from you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Professor Bello, today we have invited stakeholders also with us here, beside the Civitas Academica of Universitas Islam Negeri Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid. Okay,
Yes.
all we know that the rapid advancement and widespread adoption of digital technologies has had a profound impact on society across various aspects, shaping how we communicate, how we work, how we learn, and how we socialize and how we live. This digital age has simultaneously ushered in an era of unprecedented challenges and also opportunities. And some of these trends have specifically impacted all aspects of life throughout the world. This important issue has been brought to our conference theme this year that is Islamic Thought and the Digital Challenge, exploring the future education, business, law, and society. And ladies and gentlemen, you will be hearing presentations from two keynote speakers on this timely subject. But before we get started, may I take a few minutes to briefly introduce our keynote speakers today who will share their expertise with us. The first is Professor Dr. Qadar Baloh of Mir Shakar Hanrin University, CB, Pakistan. And the second will be Professor Dr. Adi Wijaya, SSE, MSE of Telkom University, Bandung, Indonesia. And both keynote speakers will present their work virtually. And let's begin our first session by inviting the first keynote speaker, Professor Qadar Baloh, to the screen. And before Professor Baloh started his presentation, allow me to read his brief CV. Professor Qadar Baloh is the 5th Chancellor of Mir Shakar Hanrin University, CB, Pakistan. And his fields of discipline is management sciences and tourism management. His academic and professional qualifications, we have PhD from Qurtuba University, majoring in management sciences, and then his second PhD from University of Peshawar, international relations, and also right now, Professor Baloh as Vice Chancellor of Takharhan University, and then his teaching and research experience. He has been teaching for 22 years plus, and post-PhD experience for 16 years. Level of teaching and BBA, BS, MBA, MS, PhD courses, and research publication or books or papers. Wow, 135 plus publications. And he has also produced a PhD as principal supervisor for 27 PhDs, and as a co-supervisor, 13 PhDs, MPhil, MMS, produced as principal supervisor, 95 MPhils and MS, and research journals launched as a founding editors, 4 journals. Okay, and international and national conferences organized as chief organizer or conference chair or presented paper 18. And in this very bright morning in Indonesia, Prof. Baloh will present their work entitled Social Engineering in Digitization Era, Challenges and Opportunities for Muslim Society. And your time until 10 a.m. Here is Professor Baloh, the screen is yours. Okay, Professor Baloh, the screen is yours.
Right. Honorable professors, students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum from Pakistan.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to be once again with you people, though virtually, but again interacting with you, it is an honor for me. Keeping in view the main theme of the conference, that is the role of digital era or digital technology on Islamic thought, I selected a topic, a sub-theme of your conference, that was social engineering in digital era. Before the digital revolution, it refers to the transformative period marked by the rapid advancement and widespread adoption of digital technology, particularly in the field of computing, telecommunication, and the internet. It had profound impact on societies across various aspects, shaping how we communicate, we work, learn, socialize, and conduct our daily activities. I fully endorse the views of previous speakers and the literature on the subject, with the agreement of all challenges and opportunities offered by the digitalization of technology and its further advancement. Before I start my talk, I would like to recapitulate the conclusion from other speakers or the literature to set the foundation of my today's talk. For example, the first one, the digital challenge, refer to the various ways in which modern technology, particularly the internet and digital communication, has posed both opportunity and challenge to the humanity and socio-religious fiber of various religions, including Islamic thought. So this is digital challenge. What is digital revolution? The digital revolution has revolutionized communication by enabling real-time global connectivity. What is internet? The internet has democratized access to information, allowing people to obtain virtual knowledge on any topic. Digital technology has remodeled. So we have learned so far that digital technology has remodeled the job market and the conduct of businesses. The digital technology has not only transformed the industries, but it has provided opportunities to progress further and to turn world into a global village. Digital technology has affected political communication, civic engagement, influenced cultures, norms, behaviors. It has modeled online communities and virtual identities. Digital technology has offered new challenges to privacy, to data security, cybercrime, and ethical use of personal information. All these 4 or 5 areas, they are confronted with the challenges by the digital technology. Digital technology has a positive and negative environmental consequences. Digital technology can aid in environmental conservation efforts, which is in line with the Islamic principle of stewardship, Khalifa, of the earth. This can involve things like monitoring environmental conditions, promoting sustainable practices, or raising awareness about environmental issues. It also promotes, if we want, Islamic ethical principle of truth, honesty, respect for others, and maintaining public welfare equally apply in the online digital world. It provides a powerful platform for dawah, or the act of inviting people to understand Islam. Foregoing conclusion drawn from the literature and the discourses available in the different conference proceedings, there is no denying the fact that the digital revolution has been mostly a transformative force that continues to shape and evolve society as an ongoing processor. However, I can't deny the negative or destructive use of digitalization as well. Yesterday, I was supposed to present myself here, but I could not. Why? Because here in Pakistan, during the Ashura or the 10th of Muharram, in the Shia procession, there is always likely threats from the radical Muslims for bomb blast against them. And this digital technology normally helps them through internet and remote sensing devices to carry out bomb blast while sitting far away. Therefore, as a preventive measures, yesterday in Pakistan, in most cities, internet was shut down. So because of the non-availability of internet, I could not attend your conference. So I was telling that this digital technology has a transformative role. It has been transforming society toward the positive end. But however, we cannot deny the negative use of it as well, like any invention in the world. This technology has brought several opportunities and conveniences for the humanity, but also seriously confronting challenges that require managerial insights and regulatory framework to maximize its benefit while mitigating its negative impacts. Societies worldwide are unanimously adapting to this new era of digitalization. However, its long-term effect will continue to unfold as technology continues to advance. Now, coming over on my own topic, a sub-theme, that is social engineering, by taking insight from the conclusion which I have just figured out with regard to uses of digital technology, I would just first define what does the social engineering mean. Social engineering is a psychological manipulation technique used to deceive and manipulate individuals into divulging sensitive information, performing certain action, or providing unauthorized access to protected system or data. Unlike traditional hacking method that involve exploiting technical vulnerabilities, social engineering targets the human element, exploiting psychological traits such as trust, fear, curiosity, or helpfulness. These are the traits most of us are people, they carry along. So social engineering, it exploits these traits of a good human or normal human. There are various techniques in social engineering, and these techniques are based on various aspects of human behaviors, such as I already told, such as trust, fear, and the natural tendency to helpful when someone else is in need. The best defense against social engineering is education and awareness is root of it. The techniques of social engineering which are normally followed by the hacker or the exploiters are as shown on this slide. The first one is phishing. This is a method where the attacker sends fraudulent emails or messages that appear to be from reputable sources with the goal of gaining personal information or influencing user to do something. Phishing is a common social engineering technique where attacker impersonate a trustworthy entity. He indicates that he belongs to a trustful organization or trustful man, such as legitimate organization or person, to trick individuals into revealing their personal information such as password, credit card numbers, or account credentials. Nowadays, in the banking online frauds, most of clients, they are confronting with this phishing scenario where the people, they impersonate themselves from the various bank, this employees of banks, and they contact you and they try to seek information about your password, etc., so that they can carry out, they can steal your money from your account. Another technique of social engineering is known as pretexting. What is pretexting? It involves creating a fabricated scenario. So they fabricate a scenario or situation or pretext to persuade the target victim and gain someone's trust and extract information. For example, a social engineer might present to be an IT support technician, and he calls you, requests you a sensitive data to resolve a fake technical issue. So this is known as pretexting. They create some scenario through which they try to persuade you to give your technical data, secret data to them. Third technique of social engineering is known as baiting. It involves offering someone enticing, like a free or download or USB drive infected with malware. If someone takes the bait and uses the infective item, the social engineer gain access to their system. This involves luring a user into a trap that steals their personal information or infect their system with malware. Once that they offered online, there was an offer of a new book, and book title was very current in nature. So they said that they are offering that free downloading offer of this book in PDF version for only 24 hours. So I thought to have copy of this book, so I downloaded. When I downloaded, there was a malware in it, and my entire computer that was hacked with that. Thanks God, there was no personal information which could be snatched from me. Another known as quid pro quo. Quid pro quo technique is almost similar to the baiting. It involves a request from the exchange of personal information for some benefit. For instance, the social engineer might promise a reward or benefit in exchange for the target's login credentials. Most of the time, you receive a message that you have won a lottery of $1 million or $100 or $200, and then they ask you to put your information. And once you put your information in to claim that the benefit or reward or that prize, then your information, personal information, they are hacked. So this is known as quid pro quo. And then another technique is known as tailgating. It involves physically following an unauthorized person into a restricted area without proper authorization, taking advantage of their success. For example, excuse me. For example, the attacker might impersonate a delivery driver and wait outside a building. When an employee gains security approval and opens their gate, the attacker asks the employee to hold the door and thereby gaining access to it. Last but not the least, technique is known as reverse social engineering. In reverse social engineering, the attacker first gains the victim's trust. First they gain trust and then manipulate the victim into requesting certain action from attacker, providing access or information willingly. So gentlemen, these are some techniques which are followed by social engineer or in the process of social engineering. Right. So next, social engineering and Islamic thought is this part. In general, when thinking about social engineering in any religious context, whether it is Christianity, Islam, or Buddhism, it is important to keep in mind the religious diversity within any religious group. So every religion has diverse group. Here we normally call different sects. When we talk about social engineering in the context of Islam, depending on the context, it can be applicable in variety of ways. For example, moral guidance. Islam, like other religions, provide a moral and ethical framework intended to guide behavior in various aspects of life. This can be seen as a form of social engineering in that it seeks to influence society towards certain values and behavior, such as charity, honesty, and respect for others. However, this form influences on voluntary adherence to religious principle, not on manipulation or deception. So, social engineering is largely based on deception or manipulation. But in Islam, all these things, moral guidance, that is willingly or voluntarily phenomena for all of the followers. Another is community practices. Muslim communities have various practices and institutions that shape their social behavior. Same is there in Indonesia, same is there in Pakistan and other Muslim countries of the world. These include regular communal prayers, fasting during Ramadan, giving to charity, and going on pilgrimage or Hajj. Islamic law, Sharia, as interpreted and applied in various contexts, also play a role in shaping social norms and practices. Third one is social political movement. There have been various political and social movements in Muslim majority countries that seek to shape society in line with the interpretation of Islamic principles. There can be seen as form of social engineering to the extent that they seek to influence societal norm and structure in favor of those political movements. So every political movement, socio-political movement, nowadays most of them, they are having their own social media teams or their own digital groups who carry out social engineering by manipulating the willingness or the positive response of certain people and groups toward the social political movements. And then most concern for all of us, that is war of Islamic phobia. Social engineering is impacting that both the way. And last but not the least, social engineering concerning war of Islamophobia refers to the manipulation of public sentiment or policy to propagate fear, hostility, or prejudice toward Islam and Muslim. This all happening. War of Islamic phobia is mainly geared up after 9/11. After 9/11, Muslims have been dubbed as a terrorist. So, people who are fighting war of Islamic phobia, they have been pretexting Muslim as a terrorist. They have been creating fear among their own community that this is because of Islam, that we may be targeted. And all that, though it was negatively portrayed by those who are proponent of Islamic phobia, and similarly, we as Muslim, we have to clarify this all, that this Islamic phobia or the fear which is based with regard to Muslim, that is totally false. Totally false. Islam is religion of peace, and we people are Muslim. We respect, we care all other religions. We don't hate any religion. And specifically, we cannot be Muslim even if we don't respect the prophet of Christianity, if we don't respect the prophet of Judas, because in our Iman, these are the primary conditions that we have to respect the other prophets. So, if we respect them, then how can we hate them? So, this is both the way this social engineering is being used. On one side to create hate, another side, or some platform, they are trying to fight that hatred, to nullify that, or to mitigate their effects. Last but not the least, that is civilizational conflict. Basically, again, that is with regard to that same Islamic phobia. Civilizational conflict, basically, that civilizational conflict occurred when Samuel Huntington, he created a new phenomenon that future war will be among civilization. And he said that these civilization on one side will be Muslim, another side will be the non-Muslim or Christianity. So from that time, the civilization divide has been promoted on rapid speed in world over. So civilization conflict refers to strategies used to manipulate people's perception, attitude or behavior to achieve certain political, ideological or strategic objectives. It might involve the manipulation of narrative, distribution of propaganda, or even the creation of false events or information, also known as disinformation or fake news mostly. This is all through social engineering. Some of this few social engineering might come into play in civilization countries, such as use of propaganda and media manipulation to shape public opinion or gain support for use of spread of disinformation about, as I said, in Islamic phobia or the war in the post 9/11 world, most of the time fake information, a disinformation was launched against Muslims, that they are the terrorists and so on. So this was all social engineering. Intensifying existing social or cultural division or even inciting violence. Domination or imposition of one civilian's culture and suppression of local culture and tradition, worsening tension amid civilization. Religious manipulation to justify hatred and enmity between religion or cultural group. This is positive as well, the national building through developing governmental or social institution to increase stability. So social engineering has been in extensive use of amid the civilization conflict for the last 20 years so after 9/11. Now, let's see how can we use digital technology to promote Islamic thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, digital technology can play a significant role in protecting Islamic thoughts and promoting a positive image of Islam in this digital age. It is essential to use digital technology in a responsible and ethical way, ensuring that information shared are accurate, authentic, and representative of the diverse perspective within the Muslim community. This is most important. We have to be authentic. We have to be accurate. We have to be true representative of our religion. By leveraging digital tools effectively, Islamic thoughts can be protected and a positive and accurate portrayal of Islam can be promoted, contributing to greater understanding and harmony in the digital space among different religions or faiths. Some of the digital technology uses for this purpose could be online Islamic education through digital platform. We can offer authentic and accurate Islamic education. Our Islamic scholars and reputable institutions can provide online courses, webinars, conferences as of this one, and other resources, ensuring that Islamic knowledge is easily accessible and of high quality that can be trusted upon as an accurate and authentic one. Second is online Islamic resources. We can use or develop user-friendly digital platform that provide access to the Holy Quran, Ahadith, and other Islamic texts with accurate translation and interpretation. Alhamdulillah, we can have almost in most of the Muslim countries, we have now a number of websites which are carrying these Islamic resources. And most of these resources are interactive resources. You can put question and you can get the answer. And third way of the use of digital technology could be Islamic apps. We should develop and promote Islamic apps and websites that provide reliable information on Islamic teaching, on our rituals, our history and culture. These platforms can serve as a source of accurate knowledge, countering the spread of misinformation. This is most important. At the start I said social engineering is basically manipulation. Here I am saying we are not fair to manipulate. Rather we can persuade the people by making positive use of digital technology. In case of this Islamic app, I said, we must be accurate. We must be authentic. Our apps, they should provide accurate information. So we have to be very, very careful. If we don't provide accurate information, authentic information about our religion, our education, then it is going to turn, it can be counterproductive to us. Now is the era of social media as well. So social media presence is also a good way or good use of digital technology for the Islamic thought. We should establish a strong and positive social media presence for Islamic scholars, our institution and organization. We can have their groups and we can have their interaction and so on. This presence can be used to share authentic teaching, engage with the public, and counter Islamic phobic or Islamic phobia narratives, which are being socially engineered against Muslims or against Islam. Then is digital publishing. We shall encourage the digitization and distribution of Islamic literature, books and scholarly works. E-books and online libraries can ensure that Islamic thought is preserved and widely available. Nowadays, this is one of the most common use of this digital publishing through digital libraries. I personally myself created a digital library on my name on WhatsApp 5 years back. At the moment, I have more than hundreds of my members, and we have shared on that group, we have shared almost more than 5,000 to 6,000 books, all PDF form. So digital publish can help you because it become economical. You don't have to spend money on it. You have to share those books or the digital publishing with the members who can read those at their own whenever they have time. That material is with them and that is free of cost. And then is digital media protections. We should create high quality Islamic multimedia content such as videos, podcasts and animation to engage with diverse audience, and those diverse audience may be from the Muslim community, even maybe from the non-Muslim communities. We have to dawa carried up. We have to dawa as well. We have to create the understanding of Islam among the non-Muslim as well. So the digital protection can help us in that in much way. Then is digital activism and interfaith dialogue. This is most important because we have to be very active with regard to Islamic phobia, this war which is going against us. Sometimes they are burning our Quran, sometimes they are caricaturing our Holy Prophet, and for which we don't have to now act as a passive, we have to be a little bit active. And this activism should be through digital media. And this can help us in creating interfaith dialogue as well. So as we should convince them, because what they're doing, this is wrong. We respect them and they should respect us. Freedom of expression does not mean that this is the basic theme of the interfaith dialogue, that we have to convince them that freedom of expression does not mean that you start insulting or insulating our Holy Prophet, or we start doing the same with your religious personalities. So this can be with the help of digital activism. We should utilize social media and online campaigns. Now I'm using word campaigns to raise awareness about Islamic phobia. We must debunk misconception and advocate for tolerance and inclusivity. Digital platforms can facilitate interfaith dialogue, allowing Muslims to engage with the people from other religions in a respectful and informative manner. Besides this, we can also make use of digital technology by our own community building, own ummah building. We should use digital tools to build and connect global Muslim community, fostering sense of unity and support for each other. We should be very much closely interactive with each other, because Holy Prophet said that Ummah or the Muslim, they are like one body. And if any part of body gets pain, then whole body feels it. And now through this Muslim community building initiative, we all can be so close to each other that we can start feeling or smelling or experience your pains and your happinesses while sitting here in Pakistan, and same can be done by you as well. So we can be developed or we can be built like an ummah. So this is the very good use of digital technology, that we can transform our ummah, transform our 56 countries or Muslim dominating countries, transform our 2.6 to 3 billion Muslim people like a one body, like one soul. Then my last but not the least, that is security measures. So we can use the digital technology for the security purpose as well. We should imply digital security measures, cameras, to protect our websites, platforms from cyber attacks and hacking attempts. We should be ensuring the integrity of our content, right? Placing security mechanism on our all website, our social media, our Islamic apps, our Islamic resources, and our online teachings, Islamic education teaching syllabus, and so on. So security has to be alongside all of these uses, because if we don't protect these, then these can be hacked by the people who are wary of our preaching or our education or our connectivity. Now, gentlemen, after that, let's discuss how can we prevent and protect against social engineering attacks. In the previous slide, I shared with you that how can we make use of digital technology or social engineering in favor of us. And now, if someone else from the opposing group are using this social engineering through digital technology, then how can we prevent or protect from their attacks? We have to be, this is general protective measures. I have divided this into two groups, general protective measures, and second is the to combat Islamic phobia or Islamic perspective. As general measure, we should be cautious of unsolicited communications. Most of the time we receive unsolicited communication, pretexting, emailing, seeking our information, and so on. So we have to be conscious in responding to those unsolicited communication. Most of the time they are spam and they might be aiming at some negative action against us. Number two, protective measure is that we shall verify the identity of the person making request or claim. The other side, that is making claim, we must verify their identity, whether the person who is claiming to be from organization, particular organization, he is a real one that, or he is pretexting that. Third one is, we must avoid clicking on suspicious link or downloading files from unknown sources. The fourth measure is educate our employees and individuals about social engineering techniques. We all should know what are all those techniques of social engineering through which we can be made victim of. Fifth one is implement strong security measures such as multi-factor authentication, add an extra layer of protection against unauthorized access. These are basically the IT measures. People from the IT, they must be very much clear about these all. Now let's see the social engineering to combat Islamic phobia. How can we protect ourselves? Because social engineering can be used effectively, positively to combat Islamophobia by promoting understanding, empathy, and inclusivity. Instead of manipulating emotion or spreading misinformation, we, through social engineering, shall aim to bridge gaps, dispel misconception, and foster positive attitude toward Islam and Muslims. Social engineering efforts launched by us must fight against Islamic phobia and should always be rooted in respect, understanding, and a commitment of promoting unity and harmony. By focusing on empathy and constructive dialogue, these efforts can create positive impact on social attitude and contribute to a more inclusive and tolerant society. Some of the social engineering ways that can be employed to fight against Islamophobia or to protect ourselves against attack from Islamophobia. Number one is disseminate truth. I stress it in the previous few slides as well, that we must disseminate truth. We must disseminate accurate information. Whenever we are using social media, website, or educational campaign to disseminate information about Islam, its teaching and diversity, then it must be accurate. It must address our common misconception, and it must provide accurate information in context to sensitive issues. Without accuracy, we cannot achieve our aim. So whenever we are because we are Muslim, we believe that Islam is a true religion, and if we believe that it is a true religion, then we must be very, very open, accurate in telling its different dimensions, its truth. So that's why we must disseminate truth. We should not exacerbate. We should not do overdoing, or we should not adding, fake information with regard to Islam. Second is, we must organize interfaith dialogues if we want to really combat this Islamophobia, which is prevalent all along. The common interfaith dialogue, community events and workshops can bring together people from different religion and cultural backgrounds. These interactions can lead to mutual understanding and respect. And through intensive and extensive dialogues, purposeful dialogues, we can convince others, we can teach others, we can communicate others the truthness of our religion, our peaceful mind, intentions, our love for humanities, our respect for other religions. And this is possible through that interfaith dialogue, conferences, workshop, etc. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, we must launch immediately positive online campaigns. Many of the social media groups, people world over of Muslim community, they are doing this. But I will, on this forum, I will again stress upon it that we should launch positive online campaign at institutional level as well, that promote unity and solidarity among people of different faiths, emphasizing shared values and common humanity. We shall encourage community engagement and voluntarily initiatives that involve people from different religions. We shall be working together for common causes. We should foster understanding and solidarity with each other by living in a country, in a society, in a city. advocate for diverse media representation. I here advocate, through this lecture, I advocate that we should follow diverse media representation, not only one channel, from all our different channels of media. We make use of that, including accurate portrayals of Muslims and their contribution to society. We must promote media outlets that strive for fair and unbiased reporting. And you know that media reporting, their effectiveness, you can say, that in Palestine, a small child, a boy of 4 year or 5 year age, if he using toy gun, he is projected by the media as a terrorist. That 4 year boy with a plastic gun, with a toy gun, he is projected as a terrorist. It is a media that portrays him, and people start believing it. On the other hand, their jets, their aircraft, their F-16, they are bombing their villages on those small kids, their schools, and they are trying to justify through media that they are fighting for the war of their survival against the terrorists. So it is the media through which they carry out social engineering to manipulate their responses in opposite manners. I don't say that we should go for the inaccurate or fake ways of countering Islamic phobia. We must depend on our truthness, but that asks for diverse group of media channels. We must act ourselves, or we must use the advocacy of through various channels, not only one channel. We must monitor and report instances of online Islamic phobic contents immediately. Normally we overlook it. Whenever we see anything, we must report, whether it is a Twitter, whether it is a Facebook. There is a caution from them that if you see anything that is based on hate, you must report. You get them blocked. So we normally react very leniently. No, this is not the time to react lenient. We must monitor and report instances of online hate speeches, Islamic phobic contents. We shall encourage social media platforms to take prompt action against such hate speeches, and this is only possible if we all remain alert to these things. If we all know that such things, the anti-Islamic contents can be removed, and we must start belling them, start belling the channels, the social media platform, whether it is Twitter, it is Facebook, it is a Meta, it is any other channel. We must keep alarming them, identifying them, so they should get them blocked. This is the one way to stop spread of social engineering process against Muslims. We must start celebrating Islamic cultural festival with the invitation or attendance of other religious group as well. We must invite people from different backgrounds, particular, and learn about these tradition or festival. So positive image has to be built. We have to build positive image through these celebration among those peoples. We must work with non-Muslim organization as well, human rights groups as well, and government agencies to build alliances and create joint initiative against Islamic phobia. So to fight Islamic phobia does not mean that only Muslim has to stand. We must convince the non-government organization, even non-Muslim, whether they belong to Christianity or any other religion. Those organizations, those groups, they should also be convinced so that human rights groups, they should join hand with us in fight against hatred or hatred against humanity, Islamic phobia and so on. Okay, gentlemen, so far, I would just say that digital technology has come to stay. Inventions, they come to stay. And most of the inventions throughout the world, if we see, they have come for the betterment or transformation of society. And these inventions, they have changed the world. So, by just saying that this is a kafir or non-Islamic technology, so therefore we are not going to use, then we will isolate. You know what happened? The biggest advantage as far as secular world development is concerned, the Muslims they attained, that was the use of paper. During Umayyad rule, in 740 or 750 AD, Muslims they conquered Kyrgyzstan. At that time it was a part of China. And they found paper over there. And they took those people who were making paper to Caliph. At that time, we Muslims were using leather to write our holy books and everything to store our resources. Our clay tablets. And all of these things were time bound because they used to decompose after some time. But once we came to know that there is a paper and how can we make use of paper in storing, writing the books and preserving our materials, researchers say that we jumped ahead from Europe 200 years only by using paper. We did not refuse paper as a kafir or non-Islamic technology. At that time, Europe was in dark ages when we were, through paper, we were developing books, writing material and everything. And totally other way around happened probably in 1400th century during Osmania rules. When the printing press was launched, our Osmani Caliph, through his religious advisors, they said that we should not make use of this printing press because it is non-Islamic, it is a kafir technology. And printing of holy book, Quran and other things on these printing press should be dealt with death sentence. And it happened. For 200 years, we made prohibited use of printing press in Turkey and surrounding and Sultan Osmania. After 200 years, we allowed the Osmani Caliph allowed the use of printing press, but for the non-Muslims only. That people from other religion, they can make use of printing press whilst living in our kingdom, but not the Muslims. You know, to keep study of various researchers, you will find that this was the era from 16, 17 and 1800 when the Europe, they jumped through invention, technology and knowledge almost 200 years ahead of Muslims. This is the only refusal of one printing press. So my point is, technology, whosoever is invented, no technology is Islamic technology or non-Islamic technology. You must make use of it as per Islamic ways, or you must not make use of through anti-Islamic ways or anti-ethical ways or against humanity. That is the thing. Just imagine, if we today say They know this is non-Islamic. What about Wikipedia? Or you say Mufti Wikipedia? Whenever we need something, we click our Mufti Wikipedia, that Ya Sheikh, tell us this answer of this question. If we start saying that this is non-Islamic Wikipedia, this is Christian property, why should we go for that? Where will our students stay? And same is for Google. Ya Sheikh Google. That Ye Sheikh Google, we call them, and we get information of the world over here. If we start refusing it, then where will we stand? So my point is that we must learn to use the digital technology. We must not ignore it at all. We must embrace digitization and ensure that it benefits our all segment of society, and it leads to more inclusive, prosperous and resilient community of Muslims. We, while living in an interconnected world, this digital technology is a significant factor in international diplomacy and trade. Nations that neglect digital infrastructure and stands aloof of it may face barriers in international collaboration and trade agreement. Digital technology has the potential to bridge social gaps, to bring the faith together and empower marginalized community. Therefore, ignoring digitalization might exacerbate existing inequality which are already there between Muslim and non-Muslim, leaving certain groups at a disadvantage in accessing information, services and opportunities. The technology has become a critical driver of economic growth, innovation and socio-cultural cohesion and dialogue. Nations that ignore or lag behind in adopting digital technology risk losing out on global competitiveness. Digitization can enhance productivity, reduce costs, and create new industries, leading to job growth and economic development. At the end, I recall my mind. I was going through a book written in 1920. That book was written in 1920. And book was written by the Egyptian scholars, Shakib. You know, that book was basically compiled from dozens of articles. And those articles were written by that scholar and published in Egypt in response to a question posed by an Indonesian to that scholar. So that's why I'm giving this example to my brother country, Indonesian community or the university, that the Indonesian posed a question to the scholar in 1918. The question was, why did the Muslim, they lag behind and not the promised one as of today against people? Because that was the era of end of First World War, when almost entire Muslim world were under the control of the Allied forces, Britain, French and everything. Turkey was broken down. Egypt was almost controlled under the Suez Canal Agreement and so on. There was no Muslim country in the world which can be termed as an independent country in 1919. Let me tell you. There was only one small state of Afghanistan at that time that was also deprived of sending their ambassador to any other country. There was small Turkish war-broken Turkey that was fighting to transform from the Khilafat to a normal democratic country by Kemal Atatürk. and therefore almost broken or under control Egypt by the French. These were only three places. There was no other country in the world which can be claimed a Muslim sovereign country in 1919. So keeping with this in mind, that our Egyptian brother at that time, he asked that question from that Al-Azhar University scholar Shakib, that why Muslims are lagging behind. They have lagged behind once they were leader of the world. You know, and those articles, they were compiled in a book and published in Arabic. Later on, that book was translated in Urdu, in English by someone, Manzoor Qureshi, and I could lay a hand on one copy, and I read that. That entire book tells the same story which we are telling today. They say that innovation or technology, it is nothing to do with religion. Just on the basis that this invention has been invented by the non-Muslim, you should not refuse. If you refuse, you will lag behind. And he narrated this story of this printing press as well, that how non-use of printing press by the Muslim on the pretext that this is a kafir or that is a non-Muslim technology, and Islamic Khalifa of Turkey at that time, for 300 years, they banned its use, and that banning of that use of technology, they contributed of Muslim lagging behind almost 200 to 300 years behind the European development or advancement into knowledge. So here, at the end, I would just say that we all must acquire knowledge. That as the Holy Prophet said, acquire knowledge, even you have to go to China. I mean far ever distant. After seeking trouble, you must seek knowledge. So knowledge is always evolving. Knowledge is not a static. New invention, new technologies, all are evolving. And this our Holy Prophet, our Quran says that we must acquire knowledge. And by using knowledge, after acquiring knowledge, you use them in a positive way. Not in a destructive manner, but in a positive, transformative manner. We make use of it in promoting our faith, in promoting our community, in promoting our resources, in protecting ourselves against the attacks through these digital devices. This all has to be done. This is all, my dear, which I have to say. Now you are at liberty to ask any question if you have.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your interesting topic, and give applause to Professor Balu. Your topic is about social engineering in digitization era, challenges and opportunities for Muslim society. And as I can conclude that it can affect our life as a Muslim society, and it can bring about positive and negative consequences. Positive consequences such as the spread of da'wah and the true information about Islam to make more people in this world understand Islam better. But in negative consequences, we will have also misinformations, manipulations, and bad information about Islam that can be promoting Islamic phobia, causing fear among society. And what can we do as Muslim in this digital era? That we have to be able to take profit of social engineering in digitization era to promote Islamic thoughts, then to build harmony among people in this world. Jadi saya bisa translate ke dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi Profesor Balu menyatakan bahwa social engineering di digital era ini tidak bisa kita hindari. We cannot avoid this digital era that spread the worldwide, jadi sudah menyebar di seluruh dunia. Tapi social engineering ini di era digital ini bisa memberikan efek positif maupun negatif. Kalau yang positif dalam dunia Islam, masyarakat Muslim adalah adanya penyebaran dakwah, kemudian informasi yang betul, akurat mengenai Islam, sehingga dengan menggunakan teknologi kita bisa menyebarkan informasi yang benar tentang Islam ke seluruh dunia. Tetapi negatif konsekuensinya atau akibat negatif ini banyak kalangan tertentu yang menyebarkan informasi yang tidak benar, manipulasi informasi yang tidak benar tentang Islam, sehingga bisa menyebarkan Islamfobia di antara masyarakat di dunia ini. Sehingga sebagai Muslim apa yang harus kita lakukan adalah kita harus bisa menggunakan teknologi informasi ini dengan bijaksana, dengan cara memberikan informasi yang benar mengenai Islam, sehingga akan mempromosikan pemikiran yang benar tentang Islam, sehingga akan tercipta kedamaian di seluruh masyarakat dunia. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a question and answer session before Mr. Balu leaves this session. Tapi nanti jam 10 ya, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Indonesian time, Mr. Balu will leave us. Okay, any questions from the participants here to Professor Balu? Ada pertanyaan Bapak Ibu? Oh ya, 1, 2, 3. Berapa pertanyaan ini? Berarti 3 pertanyaan. Professor Balu, we have 3 participants addressing questions to you. Are you still there?
Yes, please.
Okay. The first question from the participant will address the questions directed to you. Nah, here is.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Professor and all participants. Thank you to the moderator for the opportunity. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Barata Dewa Sakti, a postgraduate student in program of Syariah Economics.
You are not clear.
Are you not? Kurang jelas. Hello, okay. You hear me?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Firstly, I fully agree and highly appreciate the content of the professor's seminar, which is highly relevant to current events, particularly in Indonesia. In the specific discussion regarding the numerous cases of investment fraud experienced by the society, I believe that the primary source of such occurrence is the low level of financial literacy. Hence, in the context of launching a Positives online campaign to combat Islamophobia, I see an opportunity for us as Muslim society, especially academicians, to educate the Ummah, similar to what some microfinance institutions have successfully done by conducting their business based on the principles of the Fiqh Muamalah, Islamic commercial jurisprudence, while simultaneously achieving increased business asset. Additionally, inviting more non-Muslims to collaborate in business while maintaining professionalism can be highly effective in combating the Islamophobia. My question, Prof, what methods can be chosen to accelerate progress for the betterment of Muslim. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In fact, am I audible? Madam, should I reply to you answer the question?
Yeah, the question is, what method can we choose to promote or
To accelerate
accelerate
progress for
the
the
progress
betterment.
for the betterment of the Muslim society? In this case, because
Right,
there are
right.
many, yeah.
Right, madam. Right, madam.
Okay.
In fact, the answer can be very lengthy and very short as well,
Yeah,
in both ways.
can we continue to the second question and then the third questions, and we can accumulate the questions?
Okay.
And then, okay.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Barata. The first question from Mr. Barata as a participant. He is the student of the Economic Sharia postgraduate. Okay, for the second question? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I will try in English. My question is, thank you for Professor Kodar from Pakistan. Yes. Okay. My name is Siti Nisrofa or Eva. I'm from Islamic Education in UIN KJ Abdurrahman Wahid Pekalongan. My question is, what is the importance of intercultural and religious collaboration in resolving Islamophobia in the digital era? Okay, very simple. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you get the idea of the questions, Prof?
You can, Ms. Dr. Tijan, you can repeat the question.
Yeah, okay. What is the benefit of holding such as intercultural events or festivals to for our harmony in our life in this world? The benefits of the cultural festivals you mentioned before in your presentations anyway. Okay, for the third question. Yeah, the third question is from a student too. Okay, don't forget to mention your name and then from what university are you from. Okay.
Check. In speaking Indonesian, in translate. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Perkenalkan, nama saya Wahyu Firmansyah dari MPGMI UIN Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid Pekalongan. Yang ingin saya tanyakan di sini terkait bagaimana posisi etika digital sekarang di era 5.0 dalam menjawab tantangan pada zaman sekarang, karena zaman sekarang banyak media-media sosial yang malah justru mendegradasi moral anak. Yang ingin saya tanyakan dalam perspektif Islamik. Thank you. Bagaimana posisi etika digital dalam menjawab era tantangan 5.0? Perspektif Islam yang terkait degradasi moral anak gitu. Ya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Wahyu. Excuse me because he spoke in Indonesian, so allow me to translate it into English to you. The third question is, what is the positions of the digital ethics? This is about ethics in answering the challenges in digital era 5.0, especially this is from Islamic perspective, that we know there are many moral degradations in children right now. Most of the children and teenagers are experiencing this. So there are 3 questions. Robalu, will you answer one by one? Okay, are you ready?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready. In fact, first 2 questions are almost supporting each other. That what measures we can undertake to promote progress among Muslims on the face of this present Western dominance. And second was that how can that intercultural events and collaboration can help us in fighting Islamic phobia. And third was that the moral degradation of our children in digital age, how can that be overcome?
Okay, that's true.
Coming with the first question, that how can we promote the progress of Muslims? That is that question, if someone answer, they can write books and books on this topic. That these are different methods, measures and ways to help Muslims to grow intellectually, economically, socially, politically, culturally. There are hundreds of ways. But I will restrict my question to with regard to digital technology as of today. That before that we required libraries of big buildings, millions of books to get knowledge. Those are beyond our resources. But today, digital media help you to seek answer of any question from the internet world, from the digital libraries, from the PDF books. Only one thing you have to be very clear: you must be conscious of the truth. Number one, you should know what is your exact question. That is one of the saying in the academic world is that if you want to go somewhere, then you must first know where you are standing. Then you decide where you have to go. Then you can find out a way from present position to the target point where you have to go. If you don't know where you are or where you have to go, then any road can lead you there because there is no way in. So here we must know what is our problem, whether it is a social problem, whether it is an economic problem, whether it is a political problem with us, moral problem, and what does our religion, our faith, our socio-culture values tell us about that issue. And then how that problem is being ignited, being, you say that, enlarged. What are the errors which are counting towards that? You have to identify those and you have to address those. And then you can lead toward your target. Here, for your question from the theme, I would say that digital media, that is a great help for the people, for the humans, for the humanities. That has added in the healthcare, Now sitting in America, a doctor can operate you or me here in Pakistan. While sitting there, while sitting in London, they can read my reports, they can diagnose my problem, they can suggest me. So this is all technology, digital technology. So first we must have command on this technology, number one. Number two, in which area we want to make use of it. Then I say you must make authentic use of it. Accurate way to use of it. Don't manipulate. Lies are manipulated. Truth is not manipulated. Truth is expressed. So, as a Muslim or a member of Muslim society, we must promote accuracy and truthfulness. And we must make use of this digital technology in promotion, in extension, in publicity of our truth. And once we say that we have to promote truth, it means you and me first, we must believe on that truth itself. If you and me are not believing or not applying that truth on our own life, then we are not promoting truth, rather we are promoting truth through the ways of lies. So first we have to correct ourselves. Answer is, first we have to make ourselves believe with accuracy and authenticity. Then we must have a knowledge of digital technology. Third, the target audience, whether that is a Muslim society, Muslim individual, or non-Muslim society. We must know them as well. We must know their strategy and techniques as well. So if we have to combat them, we have to make effective use of technology by our own skill and knowledge, and we have to combat the Islamophobia or the opponents. We cannot fight Islamic phobia, that generation of hatred against Muslim, through hatred. Not at all. We have to make them believe that we belong to a religion of peace. We love peace and humanity. If you recall, I think it happened Hazrat Umar. When he was going to Jerusalem or Palestine, en route, he met Christian Pope or the Christian religious leaders. They took Hazrat Umar to their church, and their priest, after serving, he asked Hazrat Umar that your people, your soldier has respected our religious place. I want you should give us guarantee in writing that Muslim in the coming era, they will also protect our religious freedom, respect our religious practices. Hazrat Umar at that time, he gave them in writing a letter that Umar, Caliph of Muslim, he guarantees the freedom of religion of these Christian community people of church, and we will protect and respect them in coming generation. You know how much time has passed. That letter of Hazrat Umar is still hanging on the wall of that same church. And even during the Crusade era, neither Nuruddin Zangi, nor Salahuddin Ayyubi, nor any other force of Muslim force, they ever touched them. Even during war, they protected them. So that speaks of that what we are. So if we want to promote Muslim in progress, then we must acquire knowledge. Technology is also known as knowledge. They are interchanged. Knowledge and technology both are interchangeable. So we have to acquire that. We have to learn their extensive or positive use, and we make that use as per the need of the time. Without that, we cannot progress. By keeping ourselves disassociated with the technology and invention which are invented by the non-Muslim on the pretext of the Islamic and non-Islamic, then I'm sorry that we will not progress. This is the answer of first question. Second, Islamophobia. Yes, we can fight Islamophobia or interfaith dialogue through intercultural interaction. What is Islamophobia? In fact, Islamophobia is the main hatred which they are generating. They are generating against our jihad, against our iman to fight against non-Muslim if the need be. So they are saying the Muslims are terrorists. We're calling it violent. Whereas we have to tell them that our Quran say that a Muslim, if we kill a person who was innocent, then we have contributed in killing entire humanity. So if our religion does not allow a killing of a person, then how can we attempt to violate or terrorize a society of non-Muslim, not one person, entire societies? We have to give them the example of this Hazrat Umar letter which they have given to church for their guaranteeing their freedom of religion. We have to show our all cultural ceremonies, our program. You see, all of them, they create love. They generate love for other, peace, laughters. None of our cultural events that create terror. So we must invite them, our religious ceremonies, our cultural functions, so that they should experience that how peaceful we are, how respectful or caring for others we are, and this has to be through our faith in Islam. So whatsoever our Islam tells us, we have to express that in those cultural events, in those religious events, in front of the non-Muslim or the people who are with us. So we have to collaborate with the non-Muslims organization, collaborate with the non-Muslim government and society to join us in fighting against this so-called war or conflict of civilization. Inter-civilization war or conflict or hatred had to be addressed. So this world does not require any third world war. We have to prevent that. And the only way of prevention is to bringing the faith as closer as possible, to understanding each other, to caring for the respect and peace and respect of the religious freedom of others. That is the basic thing. And last question was that how can we overcome the immoralities or bad uses of digital technology among our youth? That is again our teaching. That is again our personal example. We as elders, as a teachers, as a elder family members, elder brother, elder sisters, if we demonstrate a positive and good behavior, a behavior based on moral and ethical values in front of our youngsters, they are going to follow us. They catch us. So we as elders has to set example. We have to teach them in the schools. We have to teach them in our homes, in our families, what are the moral values, what are our social values, which are to be adhered, which are to be shunned, which are to be rejected. And if the technology, if the digital media, through social engineering, someone else, they want to destroy our moral value, our ethics, our young people, they should know it, that what are our values, and these are being destroyed, they can prevent themselves. So this is known as security walls. I tell you, learning or using of digital media, it always needs a security wall again to protect from virus. This is what IT people tell us, that virus has to protect it through security walls. So what are the viruses? Are against our character, Our the morality of our youth are the children. All those sites or websites should be identified and blocked. This is one way. Another is we have to train or create security walls in the minds of our youth by telling them the moral values, Islamic teachings, social cultural values, what is wrong and right. They should be able to identify difference between wrong and right. This is the most important thing. Once they learn right and wrong, they will be able to reject the bad viruses of the digital technology which are attacking on their characters. So that is the only way. That is basically we all have to adopt some strategy like this. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for Professor Bello for the ultimate answers, and I'm very happy. We are very happy to your answers. Okay, Bapak Ibu, ladies and gentlemen, before ending this session, I would like to present keynote speakers a certificate, the committee. And then this certificate is an expression of our appreciation of your kindness and willingness to share your expertise in this conference, Mr. Balo. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Who will present? Okay. This is the certificate for you, and thank you very much again. From Indonesia, we send you grateful and warm salam to you. We hope that everything is safe there in Pakistan, and you and your family also be granted health and under the Allah's protection. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye. Assalamualaikum
I'm
warahmatullahi
always obliged.
wabarakatuh. Best
Thank you very much.
regards.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And can we continue to the next session? Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wow, we come along to the second session. Assalamualaikum, Profesor Dr. Adi Wijaya.
Profesor Qadar, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to read your brief CV, Professor Adi, before we continue to your presentations. Professor Adi Wijaya is the rector of Telkom University Bandung, Indonesia. And right now he is the professor School of Computing in Telkom University, majoring data sciences. Is that right? And
Yes.
his productive activities has yielded 17 index from was corpus, 151 documents, and from Sinta to books, and 17 HKI, hak kekayaan intelektual. And his activity right now, as the he is the rector of the Telkom University, is also an assessor of BANPITI, and his achievement right now as tokoh pemberdayaan 2023 as in Rumah Zakat, and then also the best university leader, 2020 and 2021. His public activity right now, he is the chairman of ICTDE Inforum Rector, and chairman of the Aperti BUMN, and the chairman of Apticum Jabar, Jawa Barat, West Java. And today, this very brightful morning, Mr. Adi, how about in Bandung? Is it bright morning too? Here is the sun is shining
Bright
brightly.
morning.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. And your paper,
Sounds very good.
his paper presented today is about adaptive leadership in digital era. And I'm really sure that this topic is very interesting. Okay, Professor Hadi Wijaya, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me share screen.
Yes, please.
Okay, I will start my presentation. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Slideshow, it's fun. Okay. How about my voice?
Yeah,
That's
we
good.
can hear you clearly. Absolutely
Okay,
clearly.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Bapak Rektor UIN Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid Pekalongan, Profesor Dr. Haji Zainal Mutakim. Alhamdulillah, I can make a silaturahim with my colleagues from UIN Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid atau UIN Gus Dur. Also, Honorable Direktur Pasca Sarjana, Profesor Dr. Ade Dedi Tohayana, Wakil Direktur also, Profesor Dr. Susmini, and all distinguished guests, all speakers, all committees and participants of International Conference on Islamic Studies 2023. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi wasallim ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. First of all, let us extend our gratitude to the Almighty God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because of His blessing. All of us can attend in this event in good health and excellent condition. I would like to express our gratitude for the opportunity that was given to me to give a speech in the sixth International Conference on Islamic Studies 2023. Also, I apologize to Pak Rektor and Pak Direktur Postgraduate and also all committees that I can only attend in online or via Zoom in this conference. I cannot stay in touch directly with all of you in UIN Gus Dur in Pekalongan. This is because there are several agendas that must be completed in Bandung. Hearty greetings from Bandung for all. In my explanation today, I will discuss more about our readiness to face a digital disruption. Digital technology is like fire. It can provide benefit for us, or it can also have a negative impact. Therefore, it's important for us as a Muslim to understand how the process digital transformation works and what aspect needs to be prepared. Okay, and then before I start the material from my presentation, let me share two quotes related with my speech today. The first one coming from former CEO LinkedIn, Jeff Weiner. He said, "Data really powers everything that we do." Maybe we have probably heard multiple times that data is the new oil. I think it's true that in some way the analogy fits, and it's easy to draw parallel to the way information or data is used to power much of the transformative technology we see today. Based on data, we make a decision more precisely and more efficiently. The ability to take data, to be able to understand it, to process it, to extract value from it, to visualize it, and to communicate it, and then also to monetize it. To monetize from the data is going to be hugely important skill today. And the second quote from Jeff Bezos, I think everyone knows him as a founder of Amazon. one of giant digital company in the world. He said there is no alternative to digital transformation. Visionary company will carve out new strategic option for themselves. Those that don't adapt will fail. While infrastructure and technology are clearly important consideration, digital transformation is as much about the people and changing the way they approach business problem and where they look to find a solution. In fact, according to Gartner research, many organizations forget to address the necessary cultural shift needed to change the mindset of workers. Remember that the biggest part of our digital transformation is changing the way our think. And it means that if we cannot change our mindset, we cannot change everything. And it is the Islamic view in Holy Quran. Allah order both men and women to increase their knowledge. And then the very first revelation, the Prophet Muhammad start with the word read, Iqra. Iqra bismi rabbika ladzi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min alaq. That means that read the name of the Lord who created. He created the human being from blood clot. Also in Holy Quran, Surah Al-Mujadilah, Allah said that Allah will rise those who have a belief among you and who were given knowledge by degrees. Ditingkatkan beberapa derajat orang-orang yang beriman dan berilmu. The importance of seeking knowledge is emphasized in both the Quran and the Sunnah. In one hadith, the Prophet Muhammad said, seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every Muslim. The hadith highlight the significance of seeking knowledge in Islam. I think it's very related with our as Muslim to make the education is preparing to our future. Education have to develop moral and ethical values, which are essential for leading a fulfilling and meaningful life. How about leadership? For Islamic point of view, leadership cannot be understood as limited in government aspect, I think. And then the art of regulating life individually, society, family also. This concept is based on Prophet Muhammad explanation through the hadith narrated by Imam Bukhari, Bukhari Muslim, from Abdullah bin Umar radhiyallahu anhu. He said that each of you is a leader and will be held accountable for what he leads, and so on. Bahwa setiap orang itu adalah pemimpin dan akan diminta pertanggungjawaban dari apa yang dipimpinnya. Islam educates its people to exercise leadership based on righteousness by carrying out order and staying away from prohibition of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and His Messenger. Okay, before I turn on the video, I think everybody knows about VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. VUCA in every sector always happen in every sector. One of the reason is digital evolution and disruption happened. Okay, I will start the video and make sure the sound can clearly heard in Kepalong. Okay. As we have seen in disruptions, disruption caused by digital development through recent years. The digital revolution has impacted nearly every societal norm and industrial practice, including the economy, innovation, science, and education, also health, sustainability, governance, and lifestyles. It's clear that digital technology will fundamentally change business models, institutions, and society as a whole as new digital ecosystem emerge to help guide the world into the new environment. It's important that organizations should quickly adapt and implement digital transformation practices. And then, next slide. Sorry. Okay. As we know, as we know, Indonesia has more than 17,000 islands and more than 1,300 ethnic groups. Indonesia in the rank for the highest population in the world. We realize that the key success factor as a country are not only determined by economic, law, and national defense factors. Educational factors plays an essential role. Education is a fundamental factor for enhancing national welfare. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. And I think it's compatible with our activities, especially to develop best talent to become a next leader for Indonesian future. To achieve Indonesia Mas 2045, in the year that we will face demographic bonuses, education plays an essential role in preparing the qualified human resources for the future. And we see the current situation. Indonesia, the rank 130 out of 199 countries on the Human Development Index. Based on the data, we still have much work to do to improve our position at the global level. And then also in the competitiveness remains a long-term concern, how to make sure that Indonesia can competitive in the global level. Okay, and then we can see in the digital competitiveness index. Now we are trying to do self-evaluation as a country. I mean, where Indonesia position in the world's global competitive index. From this picture, sorry to say that Indonesia ranked 56 out of 63 countries. This means that we must immediately make improvement to be better in some parameters. Of the 9 sub-factors, what is quite encouraging business agility, perhaps because our economic growth of more than 60% is supported by the presence of small medium enterprise. By implication, it is necessary for government to set an appropriate policy that is for a digital sector. Whilst infrastructure play a crucial role in expanding digital reach of the population, digital industry is directly related to the capacity of human capital in utilizing technology to assist their activities. We appreciate the government for expanding infrastructure, but however, we need to realize that our low digital competitiveness remains a long-term concern. It's important that supporting the digital industry implies leveraging our soft infrastructure in preparing for the new economy. That's the called digital economy.
Recording stopped.
And then in this slide, we provide a comparison. What happened what happened minutes of internet between 2016 and 2020. Of course, there are many different things that happened in 2016 and 2020. For example, are there any TikTok users here? In 2016, there is no TikTok yet. But in 2020, only 3 years after launching, TikTok users have downloaded 1,400 TikTok content every minute. Every minute. Furthermore, we can see 3 comparison that I saw below. That only 4 years, YouTube viewer double every minute. Rest assured that population in 4 years has not doubled, right? In addition, Netflix usage also rose sharply by more than 1,000% in 4 years. Likewise, the use of chat message increased to 3 times. Does this affect the lifestyle of Indonesian people or vice versa? Of course, it can be seen that the internet user in Indonesia will increase by 15% in 2021. This affects people's behavior and the use of technology in Indonesia. In fact, this encourages change in business model and business structure. Okay, in this slide, I give the comparison of physical economy and digital economy. We know that Gojek, Grab, even though the company does not have a fleet, business valuation is large. Netflix, a company that does not own the production house or cinema, but we know the Netflix the biggest movie provider. Likewise with Tokopedia, Shopee, Bukalapak, or etc., without having a physical place to sell, but their market is extraordinary. Just run on the gadget. IT infrastructure and digital capabilities play a major role. Take a look at the value of fintech and e-commerce. From year to year, the value continues to increase. Fintech and e-commerce growth more than 15% a year. Indonesia e-commerce transactions are predicted to reach more than 700 trillion in the end of 2023. The biggest question for us, what should we do? What should prepare about that? And in this slide, I give what the Jacob Morgan was revealed in 2015. 14 principles of the future organization. And I think it's quite important for us as a lecturer or as employee in higher education institution. The first one, the global distributed with smaller team. We are absolutely seeing a shift toward organization where they are distributed their employees among various pockets around the world. It's not usual to single employee working in a remote location, so the company can say that have an office there, like a campus, ITB, UGM, UI, or PTNBH. Other I think have a multi-campus, and also Telkom University, thing like that. We make a Telkom University campus in Jakarta, in Surabaya, and so on. The second one, connected workforce. A company cannot have a distributed workforce unless that workforce is able to stay connected with the right people and information anytime, anywhere, and on any device. This means deploying the right collaborative technologies that enable this happen. Entrepreneurial, the same spirit, passion, creativity that entrepreneurs have must also be fostered inside for organization. Employees should be able to test idea, run experiment, pitch new project, run with ones that have potential. And also, the fourth one, operate like a small company. The future organization operate like a small company. It means that small company make decision quickly. It's not bogged down by bureaucracy and more agile and adaptable. And the fifth one focuses on want instead or needed. Directly about customer experience. Usually, organizations used to assume that employees work there because their employees need it. Today, talent employees are seeing all sorts of opportunities to make a living beyond traditional employment. This means that in order to attract top talent, organization must create an environment where employees actually want to be there instead assuming that they need to be there. The sixth one, the future organization is adapt to change faster. Today, let follower mean out of business. Decisions have to made faster. This isn't just an adaptation to technology either. New behavior entering workforce are also crucial to pay attention to and embrace. And then, how about the innovation? Innovation everywhere. Idea and innovation are also two different things. Idea happen all time, but process to taking that idea and turning into something, it's called the innovation. In order to succeed, rapidly changing the world, innovation must have the ability to come from any, including outside of the company. Okay, future organization running, technology running is in the cloud technology, I mean. On-premise technology or something like traditional technology, we have a server in our organization or our institution, it's called on-premise technology. On-premise technology have a self-life and their days are surely numbered. Store as much as you want to be future organization runs in the cloud. Benefit of a cloud data platform include its ability to rapidly ingest structured and unstructured data to empower analytics, scale quickly and easily as data and analytic needs evolve. And this one, the number 9, is very interesting. In the future organization, more women in the senior management roles. There are nowhere near enough women in senior management and leadership role at companies around the world. This means that most companies are missing out an increased talent pool with access to new skill and perspective. Also in BUMN, I heard that every BUMN should 15% of board of director is woman, something like that. And then the number 10, better structure. No organization that I'm aware of has ever embarked on journey or creative more hierarchical structure with more layers, more management, more bureaucracy, and less collaboration. However, this structure doesn't mean that everything flows top down. Communication and collaboration flow up, down, and side to side. Number 11 is tell stories. The future organization, oftentimes organization focus on telling stories to customer to build relationship with the elicit and emotional response, align with the customer values, and get them to buy something. And number 12 is democratize learning. In most companies today, if you want to learn something, you have to book a class or training session. Oftentimes days or weeks in advance. Learning is a very, very structured and linear process, which is complete out there today. For the future organization, any employee is able to act as a teacher or student that can learn from college anytime, anywhere. Now, I think everyone can use ChatGPT to know something and to make to making new knowledge or understanding about something, I think ChatGPT can answer everything. Of course, this is a large facility through use collaborative technologies. And the second last one, shift from profit to prosperity. I think it's important for higher education institution. Profit is just a financial gain that an organization receive, and it's the primary measure to success for most of them. Prosperity, on the other hand, looks beyond just how much money a company makes and looks at things such as employee health, wellness, community involvement, sustainability, and making a positive impact on the world. And the last one, adapt to the future employee and future manager. It goes without saying the organization of the future must adapt to change we are seeing around how employees work, how managers lead. How do you develop employees into leaders? Recognize people with leaders' potential, give constructive feedback, provide opportunities for development, and so on. I would like to remind that every person or company would want to move forward. Progress is impossible without change. The thing to remember is, if we cannot change our mindset, we cannot change everything. The world can progress because of change, because technology or human culture is changing. Change outside requires a change in mindset inside first, because whatever happens in our mind will be in harmony with our behavior as manifestation of our thought. Let we see the next video, the lesson from the eagle. Okay.
This is a story of an eagle. An eagle has the longest lifespan of its species. It can live up to 70 years. But to reach this age, however, the eagle must make some tough decisions. In its 40th year, its long, flexible talons can no longer grab prey, which serve as food. Its long, sharp beak begins to bend. Its old, aged, and heavy wings, due to their thick feathers, stick to their chest and make it difficult to fly. Then the eagle is left with only two options: die or go through the painful process of change. The process requires that the eagle fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest. There it knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks it out. Then the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow before it plucks out the talons. When the new talons grow back, the eagle starts plucking its thick, heavy feathers. And after this, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for another 30 years. Why is the change needed? To survive and live. We too have to start the change process. We also have to pluck our unpleasant memories, negative habits, and fixed mindset Only freed from the past burdens can we take advantage of the present. Let's soar again.
Okay. In the video, in the 4th year, the eagle has long and flexible talon, can no longer grab a prey which served a food. Its long and short becomes bent. Then the eagle is left with only 2 options: die or go to a painful process to change. This process about the 5 months, 150 days, he said. And then we have to start the change process. We sometimes need the great unpleasant memories, negative habit, and our fixed mindset. Only freed from the past burdens, we can take advantage of the present. Open up your mind. Open up your mind and let yourself fly high like an eagle. The problem is common to all by the attitude. To solve it makes the difference. Don't be afraid to change. Accept it gratefully. I will give the dimension of growth mindset in this slide. Okay. Along with this, we need to do self-evaluation as a human, whether we have entered the growth mindset or are still in the fixed mindset. If we still reluctant to make a change, or afraid to take a risk, avoid challenge, then we are still in the fixed mindset zone. In the growth mindset, it doesn't mean not afraid of risk, but being able to analyze and minimize risk. In addition, it doesn't mean always looking for problems, but how to identify the problems as an opportunity for us to contribute to solve the problem and give benefit for society. We should be aware that there has been a shift or change. Business model have changed, society behavior has changed, even our work environment has changed. For example, machines have become fully automated. Data management has become faster and easier. In this regard, what do we need to cultivate our daily activities? The development of innovation must be carried out in the context to produce efficiency and effectiveness. Agility becomes the mental attitude to facilitate collaboration and adapt to any change. That way, looking or risk should be considered. Okay, and then how to journey in digital readiness. I will give illustration about digital readiness here. In this slide, I would like to explain about the journey of digital readiness. There are several terminologies. What is digitization? What is digitalization? What is the difference of digitization and digitalization? Digitization is the process of converting information from physical format into digital one. For example, we can scan our document and save as a file in digital archive. It's called a digitization. How about digitalization? Digitalization closely associated with both digitization and digital transformation. In digitalization is the way in which the process digitization is used strengthened in business process. The business process was already to get data and so on. How about digital transformation? Digital transformation refers to profound and accelerating transformation of business activity to all processes, competencies, and models to fully leverage the change and opportunities of digital technology and their impact across society in strategic priorities with present and future shape mind. And then the last one, digital readiness. What is digital readiness is? Digital readiness is defined as the employee's readiness level in organization undergoing a technology transformation or going digital. Digital readiness refers to the level of behavior competency, cognitive skill, and digital proficiency of an organization's employees that help them to adapt and manage digital transformation processes. And then I would like to show how about the parameter of digital readiness. This is there are three terminologies about the digital potential, digital proficiency, and the most important aspect of digital readiness is evaluating the potential consisting and behavior and also cognitive competency. Digital potential about behavior competency and cognitive abilities of the employees to adapt in the digital transformation. And how about digital proficiency? Digital proficiency is like a competency emerging as an important competency in this transformation. I would like to give an illustration about the digital potential. The X ordinate or horizontal ordinate, it's called the behavior competency. In Indonesia, the simple thing I think is like kemauan. And the second one is Y ordinate, cognitive ability. In Indonesian simple is kemampuan and kemauan. I think the description about the digital potential when we found the employees with unprepared definition, what it mean unprepared employee description possesses a lower level, a cognitive ability is low, behavior competency of low, and not ready to go digital. What should we do? I think we have to start make a conversation with them about how digital transformation will give benefit for them, and critical for the future. Individual employees should understand about the benefit for business if digital transformation well done, and so on. There is in the Y ordinate, reluctant is like keengganan. Somehow they have cognitive ability in digital or knowledge in IT processes, but somehow sometimes the employee cannot doing the digital process because not just readiness to do the IT processes, but kemauannya kurang seperti itu. And then how to give the enthusiasm of every employee can be increased. I think we should give a culture model or organization culture to be improved, and then the digital mindset and digital behavior should be prepared by the organization to make sure every individual will understand and can move to digital capability. How about the digital capability in the right and position? Higher level of both cognitive ability is high and behavior competency is high, immediately ready to go digital. Is it how we can measure our employees in our institution about behavior competency, about the cognitive ability? I think should be measured by our organization, because with high level of cognitive ability and behavior competency, it is will ready to go digital. And then we have to adopt digital technologies and motivating, give motivation to our employees to go the digital. How about digital proficiency? I'll explain about digital proficiency. This is three sub-skills of digital proficiency as follows. Information and data literacy. The sub-skill assesses the test taker ability to locate, retrieve, and manage digital data, information, and content. It also assesses whether the employees perform well defined and routine search to find data, information, content, and organize, store, and retrieve data, and so on. I think it's a very simple test because it's not just knowledge, but also a skill of every employee should be tested by information and data literacies. How about the communication and collaboration? The second one. It also assesses whether the respondent can select appropriate digital technology, share data information, and digital content through various appropriate digital tools. Because more digital tools can make sure that our collaboration will be simpler and easier. And then the last one, about the safety and security. This is some skills, ability to protect device, content, personal data, and privacy in digital environment. It's important to us to protect the data because we have known about the pencurian data, pribadi, and so on. I think it's very important for us, for higher education institution, to keep our data protection. And then the last one, about the digital assessment, digital ready assessment. I think digital ready assessment needs to cover three important dimensions. How about the culture? How about the process? How about technology? Digital readiness assessment for employees is important today. It ensures that your employees, our employees in our institution, are actively contributing to the growth of our business. Okay, how about the culture assessment? For example, manufacturing operation, the process automation, augmentation, and intelligence can empower or aid workforce, not eliminate it. It is critical to consider to impact people and culture the practices in manufacturing enterprise that will help assessment define the roles played by different people in the organization. How about the process? Process mitigates or eliminates risk in operation. So, understanding the process and its adherence in a critical part of the assessment towards digital maturity. This will help establish cohesive ecosystem that enable that driven decision making at different levels. Standardizing measures or success and enabling relevant feasibility will not only demonstrate progress, but also highlights area of concern. And the last one, about the technology assessment. Digital readiness needs a basic level technology maturity to enable the organization to receive and employ the benefit emerging technology. For example, connected enterprise will be key requirement, IoT enablement, data handling, will be a key requirement for artificial intelligence and machine learning in manufacturing. and so on, including the critical for data analytics and big data. There could be more aspect to define digital readiness from the technology perspective. Okay, and let me turn the next video. We can get the philosophy from video.
Change is inevitable. We have known change to be slow and steady at first, and then sudden. But what happens when disruption becomes the new normal? Some of us were prepared, and others were not. But all of us were caught off guard by the magnitude of change. All failure is failure to adapt. Adaptability and action create opportunity. The future of work is here, and it came early. Work is no longer confined to assigned physical spaces. Each organization is a mini city in itself, with solutions at each touch point, trying to maximize the creativity, imagination, and productivity of a workforce constantly pushing the limits of possibilities. Workforce built of diverse cultures, ways of working and experiences, all coming together for a common goal. In a world where everything is connected and systems are reaching a state of perfection, the only thing that separates excellence from just good enough is you. You are the central point in one of the most transformational times in human history. Fueled by exponential digitization, mobilization, and automation, amplifying each other to create a perfect storm of change. But the question is, do you want to drive the change or be driven by it? If technology is the how of change, humans are the why. It is time to go beyond technology to reach human insights. To adapt is to move ahead, and to be more resilient, you must start engaging with what could be and not just what is. The opportunity is here to be fluid, to create not just functional environments, but adaptive, intuitive, and humanized ecosystems. The future of work is not about integrating systems. It is about integrating experiences, a chain of seamlessly linked positive encounters that transcend technology and equip your workforce with means to realize maximum potential. Future doesn't just happen. You make it happen.
Okay. In this video, we heard that for every disruption, some of us were prepared and others were not. All failures is a failure to adapt. The adaptation is very, very important. Adaptability and action create opportunity is important thing to fostering a digital mindset or to make adaptive leadership in digital era. In the world, everything is connected. We are, as a people, is center point. And then the question is, do you want to drive or driven by? I think it's challenging for us. Do you want to drive or driven by? The future of work is not only about the integrating system, but also integrating experience. Doesn't just happen, but we make it happen. Bagaimana kita bisa mempersiapkan itu dan kita bagaimana membuat ini terjadi. Ini adalah satu hal yang sungguh perlu kita pikirkan lebih baik ke depan sebagai insan-insan yang akan membangun generasi ke depan menjadi lebih baik. Next. And then, how about the organizational concern? The role of things, namely vision, culture, and technology in the organization is very important. Vision is needed to define what strategies should be done along with the milestones. What culture needs to build as an engine to achieve its strategy development. And what technology is needed as an accelerator so that the services level agreement of each business process can be effective and efficient. We are recommend that the preparation of these three things comes from the customer stakeholder experience. so that sustainable organization can be maintained. For learning organization, culture is very important in digital transformation to make sure behavior competency will be achieved. The success of digital transformation is not only determined by assessment process that has been described before. Thinking as a leader will emerge a sense of responsibility to focus on realizing the vision and focus on capturing customer or stakeholder experience. The outcome of this process will be strong engagement in realizing this vision. Furthermore, as a leader, it's also expected to generate trust from one another. Thus, the organization culture can create effective and solid teamwork. And a team is not a group of people who work together. Remember this terminology. A team is not a group of people who work together. It's a group of people who trust each other. Finally, we can achieve the vision and increase satisfaction for all employees and stakeholders should be complied with our regulation. Okay. In this occasion, I would like to remind of us that important thing when of digital transformation to get adaptive leadership. The outcome of digital transformation is adaptive leader. There are at least 3 things that need to be considered for fostering it. The first one is development, continuous innovation, and creativity. We should make an innovation ecosystem in organization, such that everyone in organization has technology literacy and skills. The second one, every innovation and creativity is built to always carry out continuous quality improvement and always be data-oriented and applicable rules. Operationally, the relationship between the 3 can be measured through the knowledge, skill, behavior, and for everyone in organization. In this occasion, I would like to remind all of us the important education society lies in fact that create opportunities for acquiring knowledge and skills that the literacy change the world. Moreover, education level recently diverged in many kinds of attitude and behavior. It means adaptive leadership is a type leadership that enable organization to change and grow in every changing environment. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you very much. I would like remind to me, of course, for all of us, khairunas anfa'uhum. I think that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much and give applause to Professor Adi Wijaya. Thank you very much for your wonderful topic this morning is the importance of adaptive leadership in digital era. And if I may conclude or make a conclusion that this world is developing so fast, technology and knowledge are rapidly developing, and to make ourselves successful leaders, we have to change our mindset and to adapt ourselves to the development itself. If we do not adapt ourselves to the change happens in this world, we will be left behind. There are 2 choices, to drive or to be driven. And there are 2 kinds of aspects for us, individual or personally. We have to develop ourselves in all aspects, just like our competencies and behavior. And as an organization and institution, we have to provide infrastructure that can fulfill the need of organization to adapt themselves to the development. And last but not the least, adaptive leadership needs creativity or innovation, and also we have to nurture continuous quality improvement and regulatory compliance. It's about behavior and knowledge. And education, once again, is the core of all of things. Professor Adi Wijaya, that's my conclusion. Ya Bapak Ibu, jadi dunia ini sangat berkembang baik di teknologi maupun ilmu pengetahuan, oleh karena itu kita harus beradaptasi atau mengubah mindset kita untuk menyesuaikan perkembangan itu. Jika kita tidak berusaha mengubah mindset, kemudian tingkah laku atau behavior, kultur, cara kita bekerja, kita akan ketinggalan dari yang lain. Sebagai organisasi atau institusi harus melengkapi atau menyediakan infrastruktur yang dapat memenuhi kebutuhan organisasi untuk beradaptasi dengan perkembangan zaman, teknologi dan pengetahuan melalui beberapa proses. Ada pengubahan budaya, kemudian proses itu sendiri mengubah visi atau strategi, kemudian mindset dan juga data. Ada adaptive leadership atau kepemimpinan yang adaptif adalah yang inovatif, kreatif, kemudian juga berorientasi pada peningkatan kualitas secara terus-menerus dan juga ilmu pengetahuan dan tingkah laku. Ya Prof, ini banyak sekali kita yang sudah tua-tua saya ya, seperti ini gaptek, jadi harus tadi feel reluctant, especially old people like me, feel reluctant to develop myself to the technology. But anyway, we have to improve our human development index. That in Indonesia is quite low. This is our big issue in Indonesia. And we move along on the question and answer session, and we hope Professor Adi Wijaya, we will invite some participants to address questions, and
one by one, right?
Yeah.
One by one.
Oh, one by one. Okay, one by one. Yeah. So one question, and then Professor Adi will answer the question. Raise your hands if you please would like to address a question to Professor Adi Wijaya. Yeah, one, and then. Next. Okay, two, and then. Okay, we are waiting for the next question. Okay. Please address your question. This is don't forget to mention your name. Feel free to speak Indonesia because Professor Adi also an Indonesian and his Indonesian.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mohon maaf sebelumnya saya menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Perkenalkan, nama saya Muhammad Aji Firmansyah. Saya dari Magister Hukum Keluarga Islam. Terima kasih Prof. Adi Wijaya. Mohon izin bertanya, tadi penjelasan terkait mindset atau pola pikir. Jadi terdapat beberapa faktor yang mempengaruhi pola pikir, salah satunya adalah media massa. Nah, pertanyaan saya adalah, bagaimana cara kita membangun mindset yang baik atau yang positif jika dalam media massa saja banyak kita jumpai berita-berita hoaks ataupun isu-isu yang mengandung ujaran kebencian. Nah, didukung dengan data dari Kominfo, pada triwulan pertama tahun 2023 saja, itu Kominfo sudah mengidentifikasi 425 isu hoaks seperti itu. Mungkin terima kasih, Prof. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Langsung dijawab aja, Prof. Untuk the first question.
Aja ya, biar langsung ini.
Ya.
Yeah. Bahasa, oke.
Oke. Directly, ya. Yeah.
Oke. Tadi dari Magister Hukum ya, bagaimana membangun pola pikir cara membangun pola pikir di mana di tengah ini adalah media massanya luar biasa. Sama seperti halnya kita berada dalam suatu environment, gitu ya. Kita sangat bergantung bagaimana kita juga bisa istiqomah, misalkan menjaga keimanan, contohnya misalkan. Bagaimana caranya? Caranya adalah mencari lingkungan terbaik. Tidak hanya sekedar kita berusaha secara pribadi, tapi juga kita mencari lingkungan terbaik yang bisa bersama-sama mengawal kebaikan itu. Nah, ini juga demikian. Bagaimana menjaga supaya kita tidak terganggu dengan informasi-informasi yang bisa hoax dan seterusnya gitu ya, atau yang memberikan dampak negatif. Karena teknologi, apalagi digital, itu tadi saya katakan adalah seperti halnya api. Bisa memberikan dampak positif, bisa juga memberikan dampak negatif. Sangat bergantung pada kita sebagai penggunanya. Persepsi kita yang paling penting adalah berorientasi pada kebermanfaatan. Once misalkan ada suatu berita, kalau memang berita itu tidak jelas sumbernya, bukan dari media mainstream dan seterusnya yang tidak bisa dipertanggungjawabkan, lebih baik kita hindari. Apalagi yang merusak misalkan dari sisi pola pikir kita. Kita sudah tahu bahwa batasan-batasan itu ada. Tidak boleh gibah, tidak boleh membincangkan satu hal yang negatif. Selalu berpikir positif seperti halnya burung elang tadi. Memang mungkin dikatakan aneh atau menyakitkan ataupun disebutnya painful process gitu ya. Orang-orang sudah berbicara tentang hal-hal yang memang mungkin asik secara dialog, tapi saya yakin kalau memang bisa memberikan dampak buruk untuk kita, lebih baik kita hindari. Jadi ujungnya adalah ada di diri kita sendiri, dan diri kita sendiri juga dibimbing bagaimana kita bisa meng-create lingkungan yang baik. Jadi once misalkan di dalam suatu grup WA contoh misalkan ada satu hal yang tidak bagus dibicarakan dan seterusnya, mungkin kita juga jangan sampai hanya membiarkan, tetapi kita mengingatkan bahwa ini tidak baik. Sebaiknya kita lebih fokus pada hal-hal yang memberikan kebermanfaatan dan seterusnya, seperti itu. Nah, ini adalah satu hal yang kita bisa berikan benefit untuk lingkungan. Jadi jangan pernah berhenti dalam rangka watawasabil haq watawasabil sabr, karena memang ini adalah challenge bagi kita semua sebagai orang yang memiliki pemahaman dan bisa mengimplementasikan itu dalam ibadah muamalah kita. Insya Allah, saya yakin apabila setiap individu memiliki kesadaran terkait dengan bagaimana kita membangun lingkungan yang baik, bagaimana kita bisa berinteraksi dengan baik, insya Allah apapun disrupsi yang terjadi, baik teknologi, baik apapun informasi-informasi hoax tadi, tidak akan pernah mampu bisa mengganggu stabilitas dari sisi lingkungan yang baik tadi. Terima kasih.
Yeah. Thank you. Intinya itu ya, so it depends on ourselves ya. Bagaimana kita bisa menjaga diri kita sendiri to be seperti itu, untuk menjadi seperti itu pastinya it must be most of the people of Indonesia must be well educated ya Prof. Jadi harus
yes,
dididik.
we must have a broad perspective.
Okay.
Yes, a broad perspective is the fundamental for the beneficial for us, because we as a well-educated person, I think we have broad perspective and we can give values to every chance or every environment, and we can choice it's bad or good, and then it will be influence of us activity.
Good, very good, thank you. Okay, for second question. Yeah.
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Saya bertanya, Bu, saya dari Hukum Keluarga Islam, Beni Suryanto. Pertanyaannya, bagaimana cara kita untuk meyakinkan atasan, karena kita mengerti bahwa Indonesia Emas tahun 2045, dan saya yakin bahwa kita-kita yang ada di sini pun 2045 akan menjadi leader, dan sekarang sudah memasuki digital era. Sedangkan kita kadang mempersiapkan diri dari sekarang untuk
beralih secara step by step untuk masuk ke digital era. Sedangkan saat ini di pekerjaan, Pak, pakai Zoom, enggak, maunya rapat langsung. Gitu, saya seperti itu ya. Bisa weekend, Pak, pakai ini, Pak, jangan di print, kita bisa nyimpan. Jangan, harus di print. Niatnya kita paperless dan sebagainya. Bagaimana cara meyakinkan beliau-beliau itu bahwa kita itu memasuki digital era, Pak? Untuk 2045 paling tidak ya harus oke, tapi kita kadang tidak didukung seperti itu. Menganggap bahwa digital era tambah merepotkan, tambah kerjaan dan sebagainya. Seperti itu, Bapak. Baik, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. From Mas Beni ya.
Menarik, sangat menarik.
Ya.
Sangat menarik. Ini ya?
Ya. Traditional leader, conventional leaders. Oke, Prof. Adi.
Ya. Hal yang menarik bahwa dalam kenyataannya proses shifting itu adalah keniscayaan. Pada saat kita tahu bahwa ada teknologi baru, pasti orang memilihnya adalah ini sudah jadi kebiasaan kita. Seperti itu. Contoh misalkan, pada saat misalkan hal yang harus dilakukan ya, contohnya pada saat seorang kusir itu biasa mengendarai delman. Mungkin dia asik dengan delmannya itu, memberi makan kuda dan seterusnya, memelihara delmannya. Tapi begitu datang mobil, maka kusir itu akan berpikir, ini akan hilang pekerjaan saya. Akan hilang pekerjaan saya. Nah, ini sama seperti diingatkan World Economic Forum. Akan hilang 23 juta jenis pekerjaan. Kemudian tapi akan muncul lagi 29 juta jenis pekerjaan yang baru. Artinya kita perlu shifting. Nah, ini pun perlu diingatkan, tentunya melalui cara komunikasi yang tepat, karena terkadang apa yang ingin kita sampaikan itu adalah hal yang baik, secara konten baik, tapi cara menyampaikannya belum baik, misalkan, itu belum bisa diterima dengan baik. Nah, makanya kita harus senantiasa memegang dua hal, yaitu konten dan konteks. Paling tidak itu. Bagaimana caranya? Caranya adalah sering sekali kita memberikan atau memperlihatkan kemudahan-kemudahan yang bisa diperoleh oleh atasan-atasan kita. Karena behavior itu bisa berubah, bisa shifting apabila memang dia melihat benefitnya. Contoh misalkan, pada saat misalkan saya misalkan harus menandatangani SK atau menandatangani surat surat perjalanan dinas dari beberapa orang. Padahal itu kan sifatnya urgent, harus segera dan seterusnya. Apabila harus selalu tanda tangan basah, maka itu tidak akan pernah bisa segera diselesaikan. Pekerjaan-pekerjaan begitu menumpuk dan ujung-ujungnya adalah memberatkan diri pribadi. Nah, kita bisa jelaskan dengan benefit-benefit yang kita bisa berikan dengan adanya digital transformation ini seperti apa. Sehingga akhirnya bisa dipahami bahwa dengan demikian ini akan memudahkan kita, bukan akan menyusahkan, tetapi benefitnya yang kita jelaskan, sehingga ujungnya bahwa shifting terhadap penggunaan aspek digital ini adalah bisa dilakukan, karena yang dilihat adalah kemudahannya. Dan kemudian pada saat misalkan itu bisa dirasakan, itu saya yakin teman-teman bisa berubah. Dan jangan lupa bahwa perubahan itu tidak hanya sekedar behavior kompetensinya, dikawal juga, adakan workshopnya, adakan pelatihannya, sedemikian hingga cognitive ability-nya juga ada. Meskipun tidak ahli coding, programmer dan seterusnya, tetapi paling tidak ada knowledge, masukkan dalam diskusi-diskusi dan seterusnya, sehingga terbuka yang namanya wawasan dan seterusnya. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Next question, maybe. Is there any questions from other participants? We di ballroom, Prof. Adi. We are in ballroom of the Davam Hotel right now.
Oh, great.
Kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, if there is no more questions, saya ingin menjadi penanya, boleh ya?
Oke, most welcome.
Begini Prof. Adi, mengingat sumber daya manusia di Indonesia ini, the human resources in Indonesia, most of people, population Indonesia yang tadi sudah banyak sekali, there are most populous countries in the world, itu hanya lulusan SD. Our people, most of our people, the education level are only in primary school, graduates. Some of us are from junior high schools. Do you believe in 45, ya? Jadi 2045 Indonesia emas with the human resources that only graduates of primary school, and the world is developing so rapidly, especially in technology and knowledge. Are you sure, ya? Lebih pada are you sure? Are you sure that we can make any progress as the ideal ones, the conditions of Indonesia by 2045, and how to accelerate that? Kita punya bonus demografi, hampir 60% penduduk Indonesia itu usia produktif, ya, rasionya itu sekitar 40-60%. Tapi ya itu SDM-nya hanya lulusan SD, SMP kelas 2 seperti itu. Kalau 2045 bagaimana ini nasib kita? Begitu Prof. Adi. Mohon semacam pencerahan sehingga kita itu sure, yakin bahwa kita itu bisa mencapai Indonesia emas di 2045.
Ya, frameworknya itu selalu kaitan dengan 3 hal. Yang pertama adalah people, yang kedua adalah proses, yang ketiga adalah teknologi itu sendiri. Tadi ada satu hal kekhawatiran dengan adanya gap kompetensi di dalam masyarakat. Tentunya ini adalah kekhawatiran kita semua. Namun demikian, bukan sebagai pilihan bahwa kita mencoba optimis, tetapi kita harus optimis. Cuma bagaimana menjaga optimistik tersebut? Bagaimana how make dream come true to be Indonesia emas in 2045? Saya yakin bahwa kita semua ingin seperti itu. Apabila kita punya mimpi, sekarang adalah tugasnya how make dream come true. Bagaimana mengawal itu? Peningkatan dari sisi kompetensi masyarakat itu adalah keniscayaan. Paling tidak ada, kalau kita bergerak di dunia pendidikan, contohnya, paling tidak mereka memiliki knowledge kalau dalam belum taksonomi. Nah kemudian bergeserlah. Setelah itu apakah mereka memiliki skills gitu ya? Oke, yang ketiga dulu. Setelah mereka memiliki knowledge, mereka harus memiliki skills. Setelah itu bagaimana mereka memiliki experience gitu ya? Anak-anak yang akan menjadi generasi emas itu. Nah inilah yang mungkin menjadi cita-cita kita bersama, dan kemudian Mas Menteri itu adalah menerjemahkannya bagaimana kita engagement dengan industri dari higher education, dari tingkat SMK, SMA dan seterusnya, ada kampus merdeka. Itu adalah salah satu supaya mereka lebih cepat beradaptasi dengan lingkungannya, seperti itu. Nah, lalu bagaimana melihat adanya ketimpangan-ketimpangan yang ada? Angka partisipasi kasar kita masih sekitaran 30%. Tetapi saya sih mungkin nanti di 10 atau 20 tahun lagi kita angka partisipasi kasar bisa lebih dari 50%. Tetapi poin pentingnya adalah bukan angka partisipasi kasarnya gitu ya. Bukan mereka yang sudah lulus dari perguruan tingginya, tapi seberapa banyak orang yang well educated, yang bisa memahami bahwa setiap problem itu adalah sebagai opportunity untuk kontribusi untuk kita, di mana orang tidak bisa menghindari problem, tetapi justru problem itu adalah sesuatu hal yang sangat menarik, yang bisa memberikan opportunity, yang bisa memberikan potensi pendapatan dan seterusnya. Inilah jiwa-jiwa entrepreneur semacam ini. Entrepreneur maksud saya bukan sebagai pedagang gitu ya, tetapi entrepreneur itu jiwa bagaimana dia menjadi problem solver seperti amanah dari World Economic Forum. Nah, kita harus teruskan perkuat, amplifikasi kalimat-kalimat tersebut. Kalau misalkan kita ingat, saya sering mengingatkan juga di lingkungan saya, jadi bahwa pendidikan itu jangan sampai hanya sekedar transfer knowledge. Lebih jauh bagaimana kita bisa menginspirasi, bagaimana kita bisa membangun karakter mereka sebagai calon generasi penerus itu. Nah, disinilah poin penting bahwa apabila mereka terinspirasi, apabila mereka karakternya terbangun, mereka bisa tumbuh dengan sendirinya. Dan tentunya dibukakan juga fasilitas yang kira-kira bisa memberikan benefit untuk mereka. Makanya percepatan pembangunan dan seterusnya tidak hanya sekedar infrastruktur, termasuk bagaimana apa istilahnya tuh kepastian hukum, bagaimana regulasi-regulasi yang berlaku. Jangan sampai hanya sekedar terlihat fisiknya saja, tetapi regulasi itu begitu memudahkan, begitu bisa mempercepat akselerasi culture selayaknya organization culture. Organization culture adalah untuk mengakselerasi setiap organisasi yang dibangun. Nah, bagaimana organization culture kita? Ini adalah kalau menurut saya PR kita bersama. Kita tidak bisa menyalahkan satu sisi dan yang lainnya gitu ya. Apa contohnya gitu ya? Saya pada saat berjalan menaiki mobil, anak saya yang masih kecil melihat tulisan-tulisan yang tidak pantas gitu ya. Polisi menangkapnya adalah karena memang tidak memiliki spion ataupun ini, tapi tulisan-tulisan itu nggak dicabut. Padahal tulisan itu adalah provokatif, bisa merusak mental anak-anak kita ke depan. Contohnya misalkan klub-klub sepak bola suka, kalau di Bandung ya, di Bandung itu tulisannya itu Jack Mania harus mati. Kenapa harus mati? Emang boleh membunuh dan seterusnya. Itu kan jadi hal yang bertentangan. Jadi hal semacam itu tuh harusnya kita bersama-sama cobalah kita sadar bahwa yang namanya secara culture atau organization culture itu, bahkan yang namanya Kementerian Pendidikan Kebudayaan semasa saya kecil dulu ada Pak Fuad Hasan yang pertama kali saya tahu bahwa Menteri Pendidikan itu ada di zaman itu, selalu ada pendidikan dan kebudayaan. Saya yakin kebudayaan di sana tidak hanya sekedar budaya-budaya atau tadi yang disebut kita memiliki 1.300 etnik di dalam Indonesia ini, tapi lebih jauh bagaimana pendidikan ini menghasilkan budaya terhadap atau perilaku yang bisa mencerminkan budaya nasional kita. Kita sering mendengar kegotong royongan, kerjasama satu sama lain, itu adalah warna ketimuran kita, warna Indonesia. Tetapi olahraga kita itu makin banyak orangnya, makin tidak bisa bekerja sama sepertinya. Yang bulu tangkis itu bisa jadi juara dunia, tapi makin ke sana makin banyak pemainnya, takraw, voli, basket gitu ya, sepak bola apalagi. Nah itu ini hal-hal yang mencerminkan bahwa sepertinya kerjasama kita jangan sampai hanya sekedar knowledge, tapi harus menjadi behavior. Inilah perjalanan bagaimana mewujudkan dari knowledge, skill, to behavior, sehingga bisa mencerminkan budaya yang kita cita-citakan untuk mewujudkan sebagai Indonesia emas tadi. Terima kasih, Ibu.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Adi Wijaya. Ada one more question ya. Education is not just transfer of knowledge, but more than that, transfer of values. That's very inspiring. Another more questions? Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang
Assalamualaikum.
Prof. Adi, pembawa acara. Yang kami tanyakan, perkenalkan saya Ajuslan Kerubun, mahasiswa PAI dari Universitas Abdurrahman Wahid. Untuk mencapai generasi emas, seperti yang kita ketahui bersama bahwa ternyata kasus-kasus korupsi itu yang terjadi rata-rata adalah orang-orang akademis. 80% itu S1 dan S2. Apa permasalahan universitas atau perguruan tinggi kita, Pak Prof? Itu aja. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Ajuslan Kerubun.
Luar biasa ini.
Ya, oke.
Ya. Pertanyaan yang luar biasa karena memang ini adalah satu hal yang memang confirm bahwa ini adalah hal yang terjadi. Kalau menurut saya bukan hanya masalah di perguruan tinggi, tapi dari mulai Dikdasmen itu benar-benar harus menjadi PR bagi kita bersama. Pelajaran ini kan sepertinya dari PAI itu pendidikan agama Islam ya. Jadi hal yang menarik bahwa para pendidik terkadang tadi, kenapa saya singgung not just transfer knowledge, but also bagaimana kita membangun karakter, build a character for student dan seterusnya. Ini adalah satu hal yang urgent gitu ya. Kenapa demikian? Contoh misalkan, kita memberikan pendidikan agama. Knowledge itu pasti seperti itu. Tetapi bagaimana memberikan evaluasi terhadap knowledge yang mereka terima? Kalau menurut saya, sudah saatnya kita melakukan evaluasi itu sedikit lebih rumit. Kenapa sedikit lebih rumit? Supaya jangan sampai menilai itu hanya sekedar knowledge dari mereka itu. Bagaimana behavior mereka? Apakah sudah paham betul seperti itu? Apakah sholat 5 waktunya apabila laki-laki sudah di masjid misalkan? Apakah mereka menjalankan beberapa hal ibadah mahdoh? Lebih jauh bagaimana muamalah mereka? Mungkin sudah saatnya ada semacam 360 degrees evaluation for every student gitu ya. Jadi menilai itu, contoh misalkan kalau saya di ini sudah meminta ke Direktorat Akademik bahwa agama itu saya ingin nilai adalah based on activity. Betul, knowledge itu pasti di-share dan seterusnya, tapi itu bisa dilakukan melalui online learning. Karena sekali lagi kalau knowledge saya yakin teman-teman bisa dengan mudah. Mungkin ada semacam kuis kecil untuk make sure bahwa mereka mengikuti online learning tadi. Tetapi pas penilaian itu adalah based on behavior kompetensi. Bagaimana tindak tanduk mereka di itu? Apakah mereka ikut misalkan activity panitia kurban terakhirnya? Apakah mereka di dalam lingkungan sosialnya juga menghargai yang lain? Bagaimana pendapat berikan penilaian dari teman-teman di lingkungannya? Di satu kelas itu kan pasti bisa menilai temannya. Di satu kelas itu pasti bisa menilai temannya. Dan kita memiliki data itu. Apabila mereka melakukan evaluasi, berikan penilaian terhadap teman-temannya. Mungkin saja mereka kadang-kadang ini yang kendala bagi kita loh ya. Kadang-kadang kendala bagi kita adalah bagaimana mereka bisa menilai temannya, ujung-ujungnya adalah kong kali kong menilai. Nah ini kita berikan harus secara random. Bisa saja teman yang lain menilai adalah saya tidak tahu dia seperti apa dan seterusnya. Ya sepengetahuannya saja, seperti apa dia, gambarannya seperti apa. Nah itulah gambaran bagaimana muamalah mereka. Jadi ada nilai muamalah mereka seperti apa. Bagaimana aktiviti keseharian mereka dari guru-gurunya, dari yang mereka kenal dan seterusnya. Saya yakin evaluasi itu adalah memang lebih sulit, tapi itu adalah lebih relevan. Bagaimana kita bisa mengawal behavior yang diharapkan. Karena tentunya bahwa saya tidak bisa membicarakan teman-teman di atas gitu ya, apakah di Dewan Perwakilan ataupun di pemerintahan. Tetapi yang kita lihat kebanyakan di lingkungan kita saja, di lingkungan pendidik itu banyak hal yang sering kita sampaikan, tapi ujungnya itu adalah bahwa itu adalah hanya sekedar knowledge gitu ya. Bagaimana itu tercipta, apakah kita sudah menjadi role model? Makanya saya selalu ingin mengajak rekan-rekan semua, as a lecturer, sebagai guru, sebagai dosen, sudah saatnya adalah kita ini adalah menjadi role model. Role model seperti apa? Role model dalam kebaikan, dalam kebermanfaatan, sehingga muaranya adalah bisa memberikan benefit untuk lingkungan dan seterusnya. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you very much. So, one more question. Okay. Yeah, one more question, Prof. Adi. I'm so sorry.
Okay. No worries.
Bismillah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima
kasih kepada UIN Gusdur dan para Bapak Ibu dosen, Prof. Adi Wijaya, para peserta yang luar biasa sudah mengikuti ICIS 2 hari, walaupun sambil ngantuk-ngantuk dan menahan lapar mungkin. Yang ingin saya tanyakan, Prof.
Sudah saatnya ya?
Iya. Yang ingin saya tanyakan, Prof, kita ini kan di zaman digital, itu sangat mudah sekali istilahnya itu disusupi oleh narasi atau kata-kata. Misal sekarang ini yang populer, itu ada salah satu da'i dari Nahdlatul Ulama itu yang menggaungkan kata pusat. Tahu siapa nggih? Nah, kenapa dari pemerintah itu setiap siang dan malam kita seluruh warga Indonesia itu disajikan dengan berita-berita yang sangat miris sekali. Lagi-lagi korupsi, lagi-lagi kata kekerasan seksual, lagi-lagi ada kata bullying. Dan itu sudah masuk ke dalam otak seluruh warga Indonesia. Dari berita di HP, di website, ataupun di televisi. Dan itu sudah mengakar kuat di kepala orang Indonesia. Dan itu saya lihat, makanya saya malas sekali, sejak saya kuliah itu sampai sekarang saya malas sekali nonton TV. Iya, isinya lagi-lagi korupsi. Dan itu sebagus apapun, knowledge transfer di kampus, di sekolah, itu pulang ke rumah, nonton TV langsung hancur. Motivasinya untuk jadi orang jujur, pemimpin yang ngono kuwi kok, ngapain saya jujur. Tidak pernah mencontohkan hal baik. Lah kalau saran dari Prof. Adi ini, kira-kira kita perlu nggak menggaungkan, kalau nggak mengkampanyekan tayangan yang edukasi, bukan hanya disajikan dengan kasus-kasus terus, kita muak dengan hal semacam itu. Iya, kita muak kan? Setiap hari itu kasus korupsi lagi, korupsi itu miliaran, itu sudah biasa. Bahkan itu nanti mungkin generasi nggak tahu, cucu cicit kita itu akan menganggap kasus-kasus kriminal itu sudah biasa dan akan menjadi normal di masyarakat. Dan itu bukan malah kita menuju ke generasi emas 2045, malah menuju kehancuran kalau tayangan yang kita lihat oleh anak-anak kita itu hal-hal semacam itu. Coba kita cek berapa persenkah tayangan di TV itu yang mengedukasi dan isinya ilmu. Isinya cuma lagi-lagi kampanye, lagi-lagi iklan. Itu kalau saran dari Prof. Adi itu kira-kira gimana di zaman digital semacam ini, yang mana narasi, kata-kata itu sangat bisa ditanamkan sedemikian mudah. Contohnya tadi, kata pusat itu langsung, berarti itu kajiannya Gus Ikdam dan seterusnya. Nah, jadi begitu. Apakah kita perlu menggaungkan kampanye tayangan yang mengedukasi atau apa kira-kira? Terima kasih, pertanyaan saya dari saya, Prof. Kurang lebihnya maaf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What was your name again? Namanya siapa tadi? Namanya?
Ini memang benar terjadi.
My name is Hardi Mardika, Prof.
Hardi, Pak.
Hardi, Mas Hardi. Menarik ini ya, luar biasa. Ya, karena memang ini berawal dari kenyataan yang terjadi seperti itu ya. Dan ini salah satu adalah kekhawatiran dari kita sebagai anak bangsa. Saya sepakat dengan beberapa hal yang disampaikan dari Pak Hardi tadi, bahwa tayangan-tayangan televisi, terutama media mainstream lah paling tidak, yang jangkauannya itu adalah bisa ke seluruh pelosok Indonesia, sebaiknya itu adalah ada semacam peraturan konten yang perlu disampaikan ke masyarakat. Banyak sekali konten-konten yang, mohon maaf, sesi edukasinya itu tidak ada, bahkan lebih menggiring pada materialistik. Ini juga cara pandangnya kan jadi lain. Mohon maaf, Ibu moderator, salah satu contoh yang misalkan saya lihat sendiri misalkan dan rasakan sendiri, misalkan di lingkungan kita, tidak usah jauh-jauh, dalam hal di lingkungan saya sendiri saja gitu ya. Materialistik itu salah satu contoh materialistik ya. Pada saat misalkan ditanya, ayah kemana? Ayah lagi cari uang. Nah ini kata-kata itu sederhana gitu ya, tetapi itu adalah menanamkan kepada anak bahwa uang itu adalah satu hal yang penting, bukan mencasnya, tetapi leveling kita itu sebaiknya adalah kita naikkan derajatnya gitu ya, bahwa kita ayah itu adalah sedang mencari nafkah untuk kebaikan kita, untuk kemaslahatan hidup kita dan seterusnya gitu ya. Walaupun mungkin anak kecil itu belum paham, tetapi pikirannya itu adalah yang tertanam adalah bukan materialistik. Itu adalah salah satu contoh saja. Yang kedua, kaitan dengan regulasi ya. Regulasi tadi saya singgung kembali, regulasi di media mainstream sebaiknya itu ada gitu ya. Kalau dulu kan ada Menteri Penerangan itu, dulu zaman saya kecil ya, Pak Harmoko, sampai menyampaikan bahwa tidak boleh ada lagu-lagu yang terlalu melo atau apa gitu ya, sehingga membuat kita sedih dan seterusnya gitu ya. Harus membuat lagu itu yang membangkitkan ini. Mungkin bagi sebagian orang tidak setuju dengan itu, tapi beberapa hal itu memang sangat penting gitu ya. Jangan sampai orang yang sudah sakit itu, ya harusnya itu adalah seperti halnya Didi Kempot gitu ya. Sobat ambiar lah gitu ya. Meskipun sesuatu terjadi, kita harus tetap kuat dan seterusnya. Nah, hal inilah harusnya adalah ada semacam ya panduan, walaupun memang itu tidak menjadi regulasi, tetapi panduan bagi para pemilik media mainstream, sehingga pada saat menyampaikan kepada masyarakat itu adalah ada panduannya, tidak dibiarkan hanya berdasarkan rating dan seterusnya. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, yang ketiga, pada saat misalkan kita sebagai seseorang yang di dunia global, TikTok tidak perlu izin, Facebook tidak perlu izin, Instagram tidak perlu izin dan seterusnya. Kita semua itu yang sebagai penyedia konten, kenapa kita tidak membuat akun-akun itu, gitu kan? Akun-akun yang kemudian akun-akun kita isinya adalah misalkan kaitan dengan perbaikan moral, kaitan dengan peningkatan kualitas kita, kualitas diri kita berbangsa dan bernegara, dan kemudian memberi bagaimana kualitas kebermanfaatan untuk lingkungan dan seterusnya. Konten-kontennya adalah terkait dengan itu. Dan dalam tanda petik kita bisa berikan sedikit paksaan gitu ya terhadap generasi-generasi yang ada di lingkungan kita. Contohnya misalkan untuk mahasiswa kita, sebelum kuliah saya coba lihat dulu konten TikTok saya. Nah, misalkan seperti itu. Konten TikTok itu tidak perlu kita buat sendiri. Kita bisa misalkan melakukan relay dari apa yang disampaikan Gus Baha, misalkan apa yang disampaikan teman-teman yang bisa memberikan benefit bagaimana pembangun karakter itu menjadi lebih baik, sehingga ujungnya bahwa masyarakat kita juga ikut membangun, tidak hanya sekedar role model. Kalau role model kan harus terlihat, harus bisa dirasakan secara langsung, tetapi paling tidak kita berikut serta membangun masyarakat ini menjadi lebih baik. Itu adalah tanggung jawab kita semua. Kalau kita hanya menunggu dari peran-peran orang-orang yang memang istilahnya beberapa orang yang hanya menarik keuntungan dari apa yang mereka siarkan, tentunya kita akan merasa rugi. Dan ujung-ujungnya kita akan terjerembab ke dalam suatu hal yang lingkungan yang tidak kita inginkan. Mungkin begitu, Ibu. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much. This is a wonderful discussion, and give applause to Professor Adi Wijaya once again. Thank you. And then now, before ending this session, we would present a keynote speaker certificate to Professor Adi Wijaya as an expression of our appreciation of your kindness and willingness to share your expertise in this conference. Here are the certifications. Thank you. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, finally we are at the end of our keynote session now. And for all keynote speakers, again, we thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to be with us, to share your expertise today. And for all participants, I'd like to thank you for joining us actively, and thank you all for your great participation in this conference. I wish you all a very good afternoon. Thank you, goodbye. Mohon maaf jika dalam memandu diskusi ini ada hal-hal yang kurang berkenan. Terakhir, Allahul muwaffiq illa aqwamit thoriq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I will give the time to MC.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Titin Swastiningsih, PhD, for the time. Ladies and gentlemen, we also extend a certificate of appreciation to our moderator, Mrs. Titin. We would like to invite the head of Islamic Education Master Study Program, Dr. Slamet Untung, to come on the stage. Okay, thank you, Bu Titin.
Baik, sekali lagi tepuk tangan untuk moderator kita pada hari ini. Alhamdulillah berakhir sudah sesi speaker pada hari kedua ini, dan selanjutnya adalah acara isoma. Nanti jam 1 bisa masuk ke venue masing-masing di Citrin Room, Azura Room, dan Bondi Room. Dan kita bergabung kembali untuk acara penutupan pukul 3 di ballroom ini, tepat nggih Bapak Ibu. Dan ada pengumuman best paper dan best presenter di akhir acara nanti.